push through yet.
Perfect.
Hoot, 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 hoot.
It's some Mariah Carly stuff.
See this. As always, people are spamming late immediately. Look at all these late messages.
Liars, we're here on time.
I think we're still not live.
Oh, gotcha.
How many cold opens are we gonna have?
I know.
I love it though.
No, man, he
Bro,
definitely.
I
know. That
They
was.
gotta stop showing this
Reed is
shot.
clean as hell.
That's what I'm saying.
Is this suit green or?
Yeah.
is it
What for
gray?
you now?
Wow.
Yeah, it's olive green. They have
We're
to
good on
stop
work?
showing Richard's suit.
We are live. Everything's going through on YouTube. I see all the lates coming through immediately.
Relax, relax, relax.
Someone said Donovan's posture is mad elegant. That's the first
Whoa.
comment I saw. Donovan always has the best posture by far. Mo is always the worst by far. He's neck down in the thing, and Donovan has the straightest back.
Because every time we do the streams, we're always like, okay, like try not to slouch. So I'm like, all right, let me like, overemphasize that I can sit up straight.
I just like being comfy, bro. That's
Yeah,
it.
and good for you. That's how you should be. I see people coming in spamming. Someone's saying, "Mo, take off the hat." The joke's flying immediately.
They didn't watch the last pod, and it shows. You are out of the loop, brother.
Yeah, there was already a hairline review. You guys need to go do your homework.
Exactly.
But as you guys see, this guy's next to me, and that guy's over there. I can't reach him. And we are in person here, live from the Bleach Report offices in New York City, doing this stream today, watching the draft with you guys. And on Sunday, we'll be here again doing a live reaction to the start of free agency, which, from all accounts, everything that's happened today already before,
It's already madness.
it's going to be ridiculous.
It's already madness.
It's going to be
bro.
crazy.
Well, free agency's over. I mean, listen, OG signed.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to talk about it. It's all good.
When you're happy, that makes me so sad, bro. So sad.
I have not been able to stop smiling for the last like 2 hours,
like a
hour and a half, whatever it's been. I'm great. I'm doing great. This is awesome. I don't care what the Knicks do tonight. I feel like in years past,
All right, anyway, so
Knicks
NBA
pick
draft.
has been so stressful.
So who are the Hawks taking one overall?
Who are the Hawks taking one overall? I'm glad you asked. Because, guys, look.
Oh, what?
You know what this is?
I don't, but I would like to know.
It's a script.
Script? Oh, you have the script?
I have intel.
This guy's
Who you
props.
steal that from?
Something that you guys don't know about. We're over here in New York, and I have a lot of sources. I'm
Okay.
very tapped into the market. And I have a few notes here. You may see a couple trades go down and whatnot, but I can't leak those. I can leak who's going number one overall, though.
Okay, go ahead and leak it.
Now, we did hear all these rumblings about Alex R and him not wanting to, or his agents not wanting, him to be in Atlanta and whatnot. It doesn't really matter. I spoke to some people. People spoke to me. And according to this is not me, but this is the paper, all right? So this is not on my record.
I understand.
All
I think
my
I follow.
record's clean. But he's going number one overall.
Alex R?
Alex R. He's going to be an Atlanta Hawk.
How confident in this are you? Because I got some bad news for you. I think you're wrong.
If I'm wrong, I'm literally going to have a mental breakdown.
Oof. Chat, I want you guys to spam right now. Who do you guys think is going first overall? This is a very strange draft in that we don't know a damn thing about the top of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a weak draft, all this yada yada. Even outside of it being weak, it's so much unknown with the top picks. Apparently, Atlanta wanted Sarr, then Sarr didn't want them. Then, oh no, we're open to him, but we're also open to Klingon and Risa Shea. We don't know what's going on. So, chat, I want you guys to spam right now who you think is going one overall.
We don't know anything about this draft, period. Like,
Yeah.
even after the top three, I feel like the most like consistent thing that you've heard is that Reed Shepard's probably going to go like number 3 to the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Outside of that, everybody can go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no one spot that every player is going to go to. So
Absolutely. Usually there is
it really can open up.
mayhem throughout the middle of the draft, back half of the draft, as always. But for this year's draft and with how optics panned out, straight up, number one overall pick is going to be mayhem no matter who it is. The Washington Wizards just made some moves, wheeled and dealed, and I'm sure that changes their perspective on the draft and whatnot, but we really don't know what's going to be going on, for sure.
So the chat's obviously full of half Sarr, half Risa Shea. I saw one tweet that you're going to love. Not tweet, one person in the chat. I missed the name. I think he means Risa Shea. He said, enjoy Cam Reddish 2.0. How do you feel about that? As someone who dealt with Cam Reddish 1.0.
You see my hand shaking right now? Don't do this to
He's
me.
about to cry.
Don't do this to me, man, because I will cry on camera. Like, this is nothing good happens for the Atlanta Hawks. Nothing. All right. The last best player before Trae Young, who was the best player that we've had in our organization?
Al
Al
Horford,
Horford.
Big Al.
No.
Joe Johnson,
Before
Rollins?
that,
Dominique.
it's Dominique. It's Dominique.
That's fair.
Before Trae Young, you just casually threw Trae Young into Dominique conversations.
I
Get
know.
the hell out of here.
Paul Millsap.
There's nothing good happened. Paul, hey, don't play with P.
I'm
Miller,
not.
man.
I'm not. I'm trying to
Right.
give Paul Millsap his credit as one of the best Hawks ever.
Might be a better Hawk than Trae Young.
All right, relax.
I mean, that's kind of fair.
No,
If-
it's not.
Why?
Paul Millsap's a great player, but there's levels to this.
They've been to conference finals. Paul Millsap
All right,
has
all
played
right.
multiple years.
Someone said Reed Shepard about to go first. Listen, I've been telling Donovan all day, I just need there to be a plot twist. And spoiler, I love Reed Shepard. I think
That's
he's
his
gonna,
guy.
if I had to predict an all-star in this draft, Reed's my number one pick. I think he's gonna be
Wow, number one to be an all-star. That's crazy.
yeah. I'm not picking Zachary. Sarr could be, but
Yeah, that's obvious.
you know,
but I like that.
all-star picks are pretty offensive slanted, and Sarr's gonna be fantastic defensively. Offensively is a long way to go. I am so confident that Reed's gonna be incredible as an offensive player, especially. I wouldn't be that shocked if he went one if they just came out of nowhere and did what the Magic did with Paolo Banchero, where they pretended they didn't like him and then just pick him immediately, don't even let any time go down the clock.
Yeah.
Would not shock me at all if Reed went number one. Actually, no, it would shock me because there's no reporting on it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't think it's crazy.
How would you feel
If Reed went number one,
if Reed went to the Atlanta Hawks? How are you feeling?
I wouldn't feel terrible. I wouldn't feel terrible at all because he's a good player in general. Although he's like undersized to NBA standards, his defense, he makes himself known on the court. Although, like, yes, he's small and all that, but he has some athleticism. Obviously, the shooting is outstanding, and that is his main calling card on the court. To whatever team he's a part of, it doesn't matter. Like, he's gonna make a positive impact. So I'll be good. I'll be good.
Okay. So listen, let's say that your script is wrong, right? Let's say you got fed false information. Alex Sarr is not an Atlanta Hawk. You have Reed Shepard, you have Reece Shea. Who do you want to be an Atlanta Hawk?
Reed, I'll take Reed for sure.
Okay.
I'll take Reed. Nothing against like Richard Shea for sure. Like, tall, can shoot. Everybody needs a player like that.
And that's when
but-
the scouting report ends.
exactly. Like, everybody needs a player like that. At number one makes me really nervous. But, you know, like, we'll see what happens. According to all reports on my end, Alex Sarr is going to be Atlanta Hawk.
Yeah. Listen, they're on the clock right now. The Hawks are coming up. You're going to find out real soon if your day is horrible. I shouldn't even say day, because this defines a lot more than just today for you.
It's the next three years at minimum.
Well, I was going to say it's life.
That's true.
I was going to say if it doesn't go well for you today, you're just done. It's over for you.
Nothing good has happened for this team, bro, or since like 2021. The last time I was able to smile about my team was when we bounced them out in the first round, and we made it all the way to the
Hey,
Eastern
Donovan,
Conference Finals.
what do they say about the old days?
It's the old days.
For the reason.
There's a reason.
Man, let's talk about 2021. Get out of my face.
Come on now.
A lot changed since 2021.
I just need this pick to come through. Man. Like, my entire legacy is on the line. I don't want to say my Hawks fandom's on the line because I'm still gonna rep the A, of course.
Yeah.
But
People in the chat are talking about, shout out to Omega3178. Said Donovan looks like Mikal Bridges. How you feel about your doppelganger playing for your team?
Listen, everybody's favorite player, when you have an opportunity
Oh my
to
God.
see your favorite player, it's great. When you have an opportunity to watch your favorite team and see yourself on the court, listen, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. You have my doppelganger, the power of friendship, and elite role play. However you want to classify Mikal Bridges. He's a good basketball. He's a great basketball player.
Fantastic.
And now he's on the New York Knicks. OG Anunoby is signed. We're up. This is, oh my goodness.
All right, so back to number one pick.
I'm
so
shaking.
Reed Shepard's on the
I'm
screen right
shaking.
now.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
So shout out to Omega in the chat for bringing that up. I'm sorry I let Omega let me have you a good moment to talk about the Knicks. It's not going to happen again. I'm sorry. y'all.
October can't come fast enough. I'm fiending. Fiending for Knicks basketball.
Ooh, Shams just spoiled the first pick. You guys, so these two guys.
no way.
So I know who's number one overall.
Bro.
Donovan and Mo, I instructed them to stay off their phones entirely. Donovan's is on airplane mode. They're not allowed to look. So, and they're not looking at the chat either. It's just me.
Yeah.
So I know the pick. I'm going to know it every time. Who do you guys think it is?
It's Alex Sarr for sure.
I'm going opposite him. I think that your sources are wrong. I think you were fed false information. I don't know why. I don't know what the propaganda was, but I think that Reece Shea is going to be the number one overall pick.
Somebody said, am I wearing jeggings?
Damn, were they like that?
These are green jeans that are cut, which actually now I'm looking at it looks hilarious because they're cropped to be above my shoe when I'm standing. So now that I'm sitting, they're high as shit.
Yeah.
This is how NBA players look because their pants are too short for them because they're all tall as hell. So they look like this every time.
So wait, quick question: who has the worst draft fit so far?
Oh, Donovan, you think you're opinionated on this?
Is that your bag?
Listen, I think that
A lot of people put it on.
it's a lot of people did put it on, and I think in years past we've seen guys like take like kind of like big risks. We don't really see that today, right? It's a lot of just very safe picks. It's a lot of very just good fits. The guy that I do not like, I don't like Rich Arcee's suit.
And that right there tells me all that I need to know, bro.
It's a bad omen.
I'm with you. I personally am out on him, all because of his draft suit. I don't think that it fits him well. I don't think that it has swagger. Even Reed Shepard, right? Who may not have the most aura in the draft. Even his suit is fire.
Someone said I look like Birthday Boy in a high chair because I'm so far back in the chair.
It looks so.
What they also said Mo's shoes are goofy as hell. Mo's wearing cow print Birkenstocks, by the way.
They're Doc Martens.
Oh,
Get
Doc
it right,
Martens.
sir.
Oops. My bad. They got strap on the back. That's the difference.
Of course, I always got that shit on, man. Point it out. See, I carry my childhood with me. Ever
Oh, yeah,
since
look
I
at
was
that.
like 6 years old, my parents made me wear sandals to school every single day.
We got
I'm
the zoom
carrying
in.
on that tradition.
We got the zoom in. Look at that. We're professional. I love it. Shout out to cow print.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Okay.
The pick is in. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. And y'all, we're reacting in sync with the ESPN stream. So if you guys are watching at home, you should see it at the same time we do, minus the slight YouTube delay. But the pick is in.
The #1 overall pick.
Mo, you might want to hold
Select.
Donovan's hand.
Here we go.
You might want to have a friendship pact to.
Nah, he's okay.
The pick is accurate.
It's Rich Arcee.
Harrison Barnes, welcome to Atlanta. Wow. Cam Reddish 2.0, welcome to Atlanta.
Wow.
I actually think he'll be fine. People love to hate on Zach and assume because he's not just.
God! What the fuck? Are you serious?
That's the hate I'm talking about.
What?
So Bobby Powers in the chat said Mo is dressed in all black for the funeral of the Hawks. Listen.
Oh my God! Look at his sleeves. He's not built to be in Atlanta yet. Oh my God! They're too long.
Listen, I know you're going to be distraught. You've been told all summer that, or not all summer, all year really, that Alex Sarr is the next great big man. He's going to come in, lock down the paint, all this stuff. I think Zach will be fine. Nobody likes him because he's not a ball handler. He's not the prototypical #1 overall pick. He's boring, not a creator, all this stuff. That makes people assume that he's not worth it. My guy, nobody in this draft is a sure thing. I can promise you that guy is going to be tall and he's going to shoot threes.
You're doing all the coping for me right now.
Exactly.
You're doing literally all
You
the
got
coping for
Trae
me
Young.
right now.
You got Okongwu down low. You need good players and fast because your team is distraught.
Oh
He'll
my
be a good player. I don't know if he'll be a great player, but he's going to be
Every
good.
single year, something finally good happens to the Atlanta Hawks. We get the #1 overall pick, of course. The draft right after Wemby. Whatever. Cool.
Naturally.
Not hating on the scriptwriters. To my guy who I paid $50 for, the NBA script. Screw you, buddy. I'm reporting you to the ops. I'm reporting you to the police. NYPD, they're going to be on my line as soon as this draft ends, bro.
People in the chat are spamming L. You're just getting massive L's.
This
Oh
man,
my
listen,
God.
at the combine, this man looked Alex Sarr in his eyes and said, "See you in Atlanta."
This
Now,
is
too,
worse than
you know
our
what's
friend.
funnier? He did that when the cameras turned off.
Yeah.
He was walking
I was
away.
being professional.
He tried to have like a friendly moment, like, I see you, man. I'm a Hawks fan. And the guy was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And just kept walking. Yeah, thanks, bro. He just kept walking.
Now,
He did not care one bit.
He didn't give a fuck.
I'm
He
going
said, "I got
through
some bad news for you."
I'm going through all the
do not rock
signs of
with them.
grief right now, and Zachary, we like the length, of course, we like the shooting. He adds, of course, more versatility to our team, and it gives us more optionality naturally. DeAndre Hunter's a good player, but misses a lot of games here and there. He's gotten better every single year, but he's
Look at the way that they're clapping. Like they look kind of happy, Brad.
Oh,
but
my
at the same
God.
time, they're just like, listen, we did the best we could with what we were given, right? I honestly think though, anybody whoever was drafted #1 overall, it would have felt like this because the entire draft, like once you get past 1 and 2, everyone's like, yeah, there's no stars, but everyone else like there's good role players. And nobody really in this draft is the caliber of player that you would say, yeah, he's
Bro, his sleeves are too
#1 overall
long.
pick. Yeah, come on, my guy.
See, the thing is, no. So I wanted to. I don't. Okay, so first of all, everybody on draft Twitter is having these strong opinions about this guy as if they're watching French basketball.
You're not.
Like, come on. And I just have such flashbacks to Brandon Miller when I see the discourse around this guy. I know he is not a great ball handler right now. He wasn't asked to do that on his team. He's purely a floor bet. A lot of these same things are said about Brandon Miller. He can't get to the rim. He can't be an on-ball creator. Blah, 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 blah. I think there's a reason these teams value these big wings that can shoot. That's a really strong floor to build off of and get better. I wouldn't be so quick to assume he doesn't have a ceiling.
Yeah, it's definitely not fair on his end to do so. Of course, there's like very limited tape and
swaggerless.
He said he's what?
He's swaggerless.
Don't talk about my number 1 overall pick like that. Watch your mouth. I'm gonna war for any of these guys. I don't even know him. He's been a hawk for like 5 minutes.
That's Zachy Poo to you.
You already know what I'm talking about. But no, yeah, like even though his 3-point volume was, I think he averaged like 1, maybe 2, 3-point attempts per game, and in his last field of play, but the form is there. We see what he can do in transition. Of course, defense is not a weak suit at all, but something that would obviously take him over the top is if he had more creation ability. Him alongside Jalen Johnson, who's basically a stud, and in my mind, he has all-star ceiling. Alongside what Trae Young he can do as well. I like it. I'm not like.
Look,
What if he's Michael Porter Jr.? What if he's
that's
French
great.
Michael Porter Jr. next to Trae
great.
Young?
With defense?
That's the question.
fantastic.
No. What you just said is the question. Is Trae Young going to be on the team? And I'm saying it legitimately. Like, if you talk about wanting to see his creation, he might have the opportunity to have a lot of in-game reps to work on his creation because Trae Young might not be there, right? And now, if he is there, if Trae Young is there for the long-term future, then I think that this pick is fine, right? You can get him a shooter on the wing if he turns into even if he is Harrison Barnes 2.0. Trae Young and a Harrison Barnes type guy is not terrible.
It's productive basketball.
Yeah, and for where you guys have been over the last 2 years, after trading for DeJounte, you guys have kind of taken a couple steps back. This does still feel like it's a step forward in a rebuild, and now you just have a couple of decisions to make. You have to figure out what you want to do with Trae/DeJounte. You want to figure out what you want to do with Clint, and obviously Jalen Johnson's going to be there. Okongwu, he might be there as well, but you're not in a terrible position.
Yeah. So Shams just, again, spoiled the number 2 pick.
He needs to stop.
I want you to take a wild guess who it is.
He needs to stop.
This might be the biggest surprise of the draft.
Really?
His name
No.
rhymes with Malik's Bar. I'm gonna say that.
Malik's Bar.
Yeah.
Listen, you thought of that on the spot, so I won't harp on you too much. But Malik's could have been a stronger pool.
I'm right. It's Alex R.
Yeah. I'm going Alex R. Alex R too.
Yeah, obviously. Hey, look, listen, man. Duh. But back to the chat. They're demanding you state your sources on who gave you that script that was so horrendous.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. There was this tweaker that I met on the streets of New York, and he was giving me some information.
This
I was like, oh, interesting, dude.
Okay, so
Why are you like this?
somebody's spamming so they're spamming Malik's Bar.
Oh, there we go.
Alex
There you
R.
go. The pick is
put
in.
the
Alex
suit
R is
together.
number 2.
Congratulations to the Washington.
Nice
Wizards,
double-breasted suit. We like that.
man. Yeah. Braids looking on point.
Exactly.
Dude, shout out the Wizards.
The braids
They
are
have
nice.
something
Chain
good
is
going for
nice. You can see the watch. You can see the bracelets. This is what a number 1 pick should look like.
Oh, we're judging the quality of the pick off of
All
aura.
right.
Yes. All the
All
aura.
right. All right.
Listen, man, the Wizards have been downtrodden for several years now.
Look at the buttons. The buttons all spark.
Look at the buttons.
That's
Can we
detail.
talk about basketball?
That's detail.
Please.
The Wizards have Bilal Coulibaly, who is now a 6'9" guard who won't stop growing. Who knows how good he'll be? They did have Denny Avdija with they traded. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And now they have Alex R down low. That's 2 legitimate building blocks that you can have some excitement for. You can want to watch a Wizards game. At the very least, that'll be a good defensive duo. We'll see how everything else comes around them. But last year, I had zero desire to watch the Wizards. Now they have something going for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It seems like they're starting to form some type of identity, which is very much needed after witnessing what Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole did last year. They won, 15 games last year, played pitiful basketball on all accounts. And having Alex R there, is fun. But he bounces off someone like Kyle Kuzma extremely well, even though Kuzma might not be there for very much longer. But this is a great pathway for them, and they have some type of vision now, which is great.
Yeah. I was more excited for that vision when it included Denny Avdija.
For sure.
And if you guys didn't see it, I'm sure you did, everybody watching, because you tapped in and you know ball. They traded Denny Avdija 35 minutes ago for the 14th pick in this draft and a 2029 first-round pick. How do y'all feel? This is a weird move. You don't often see a young player get traded from rebuilding team to rebuilding team because now he's on the Trailblazers. What is the logic behind this for the Wizards, do you think?
I think for the Wizards, it's very clear. Like, one, when you traded Bradley Beal, you guys are going to suck. You guys are in the rebuild. Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma are not the duo that you want to start a rebuild with.
I hope not.
Exactly. And so now you trade Denny, you hit the reset button 100%. Like,
But why though? Like someone like Denny, the leap that he made from the year prior to this past season was crazy. And seeing the shooting come around, he already was a fine defensive player, a great defensive player. That's his strong suit, and being a connective passer. Like, in my mind, he's someone who I'd want to make Alex Sarr's life easier and Bilal Coulibaly's life easier, you know?
Yeah. It's weird because so first I understood it. I was like, he's coming up for a payday pretty soon. They're essentially in year one of the rebuild. They have a long way to go. You don't really want to be in a position where you're paying guys already. You'd probably rather reset the timeline around Alex Sarr. But then again, he's younger than Dalton Connect.
Dude, they're the Wizards. What timeline are they following right now?
They're trying to build one. They're trying to start something productive and be in lockstep. But he's so young, and you got to pay somebody. And you just did it for the 14th pick in a not the strongest draft. And again, he is younger than Dalton Connect. Even if you have to pay him $20 million a year, that's probably more valuable than the 14th pick in the draft. And yeah, they got another first, and as we're seeing by the Knicks and everybody else making big moves, the name of the game is volume of picks. That's how you build for the future in the modern NBA. So maybe that's the logic, but it's just puzzling.
We have to see who they draft at 14, to be honest with you. Like, if someone like a Rob Dillingham falls, then I'm like, okay, I completely understand and I see the vision. Or if like a Stephon Castle falls or something like that, I see the vision. So it is entirely dependent on who becomes that 14th overall.
Great. If they get a steal, then it's cool in hindsight. But in practice, in terms of the process of getting there, it doesn't make a ton of sense.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it at all.
You're just trying to get as many swings as possible. And I think, like, again, if you are going into, as soon as you saw the level and the quality of basketball that was being played last year, regardless of who was on the floor, I don't care what good Denny did. Everybody has to go, right? We just can't have this. We're gonna start from absolutely.
Did you see the screens that Marvin Bagley was setting?
Everybody has to
Marvin
go.
Bagley is nice. He's underrated.
Did you see the rebounds that Rashawn Holmes was grabbing?
I'm sorry.
He used to be underrated.
You have to go. You have to go. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it. On Portland side, and we're gonna talk about it later. I like it for them. Right?
Oh, that's
like,
great.
Yeah, like they came into tonight looking for forwards because they have a very, very stacked guard room. You get another forward right now, defensive-minded. You still have the opportunity to really build out your forward room or your forward position with your picks tonight. I'm okay with it on both sides. Like I think it's fine.
Yeah, I feel like at best you can be okay with it, but no one's ever going to be like, this is a great move for the Wizards to trade the 23-year-old role player for the 14th pick in a weak draft.
That depends. Again, it's only going to work in hindsight.
Yeah. And again, that's bad practice. But maybe they have somebody. Maybe they want to go big game fishing or big game hunting, and they're swinging for the fences and think somebody at 14 can potentially be a huge impact player. And they're like, listen, Denny Avdija is not your savior. He's not going to be the star player for us. But again, that's bad practice.
Question: if you guys were Raphael Stone, GM of the Houston Rockets, what would you guys do with this third overall pick?
I would not make this pick. I would trade.
Whoa.
I would trade the pick.
Why?
Because I think that the Rockets are at a point right now where you finally got some adults in the room, right? Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks is there. You need to make a decision on Jalen Green, and you have a lot of young pieces. Make a decision about where you want your future to go, and trade
The pick
trade
is
this pick
in,
and get access.
and I think Reed Shepard's going to be a star.
I think it's Reed Shepard as well, though.
The pick is Reed Shepard. He is selected.
Wow, he's gonna love Houston, man. This is dope.
We've all known for the past week
Yeah.
this was going to happen. All the smoke out there was they love Reed Shepard, and I'm so happy for it.
Same.
Right now we know Fred VanVleet is their starting point guard. Bridge, he won't be there long term. Last year they drafted Amen Thompson, who, I don't know about you, Mo, me and Donovan think he is the truth. He is the future.
He's like that.
He's
He's
going to
like
be a
that.
star point guard.
He's
going
like
to be
that.
one of the most athletic players in the NBA, elite passer, elite defender, everything you want from a prototypical super soldier point guard. And when you think about that being the driving force of your offense, I can't think of a better player to suit around that than Reed Shepard.
I 110% agree. Like, read his skill set and what he does, specifically shooting the ball, off the ball, on the ball, and his playmaking chops defensively. and just how like he makes his presence felt by being annoying and giving all his effort on the end makes him a plus player all around. And a player like him, there's no situation where you wouldn't want him on the court. Playable on all ends. I love for them.
Yeah.
You do Alperen Sengun, high post hub offense, moving around him. You have Reed Shepard running around off ball to catch threes. You have Amen Thompson driving kick game, Reed Shepard to catch those kicks. Every player they have, Cam Whitmore's downhill speed, if he becomes their long-term starting three, him to space the floor. Everybody you could possibly put in this young core, whoever rises to the top, Reed will fit with them no matter what.
Now, I'm good with this pick, right? Because again, I would have traded the pick. I would have wanted to get a couple more assets and maybe like reassess where we were with the young core. Picking Reed Shepard to me is now putting the target on Jalen Green's back, because now if you were thinking about the core of the future, again, you can't pay everybody. The Rockets do have a lot of young talent, like you said, Amen Thompson, Reed Shepard, Jabari Smith, Sengun, all these guys. Everybody can't come along on the ride. And I think that Jalen Green, who shows a wonderful flash of scoring for 2 weeks every March, if they can't get that consistently throughout the year, and Reed Shepard is now showing in, actually, knocking down threes, actually fitting with their point guard of the future, now you have another young player, very athletic, that you can trade, get more assets, and keep evolving.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things, because whatever pick that they made, if they took Reed Shepard or if they shocked everybody and took, Klingon or whatever, it was going to send a signal about how they felt about one of their two stars, whether it be Jalen Green or Sengun. I think that them picking Reed Shepard lets you know, like, all right, it's time to start, we got to start this process, Jalen.
Dude, the Spurs on the clock. I feel like a Spurs fan this draft because I'm so invested on what happens for Victor Wembanyama. I've spent very little time thinking about the Lakers pick, my own team, and I spent all the time in the world thinking about what are the Spurs going to do with these 2 first-round picks to build this core around Wemby. I'm so scared they're going to fumble this.
Whoa. What is fumbling this pick to you?
Well, listen, there's a certain French player that they've been linked to that I do not think is particularly talented right now, that if they pick him with one of these 2 picks in the top 10, I'd be like, ugh. But listen, I don't even know what it looks like to fumble it. This is such a perfect opportunity to have 2 complementary pieces come in next year star at this age, that it's an inflection point that if they nail, we're like, oh, the next contender is right there. They just built it in front of our eyes. Then I'm worried that even if they just do okay, they'll fumble that opportunity, and it stresses me out. I don't know why.
This is the San Antonio Spurs. When was the last time that they genuinely fumbled a pick? I don't know. Maybe you can say Josh
what do you
Primo, but that's for
mean?
nasty
They've drafted
reasons.
like crap the past 7 years.
Really? How? Nah, not really.
They have Vassell, who is good, and
Yeah.
Wemby, who is they lucked into Wemby.
Exactly.
Sohan-
Pre-Wemby.
Sohan's good.
Sohan's out there. He's good. There's other players they could have picked there. That wasn't the best pick in the world. Primo, the biggest miss in the goddamn world. Keldon Johnson was a late pick, so I guess we won't hold it against
He wasn't
him.
bad at all. Yeah, Keldon Johnson wasn't
fine.
bad at all.
They've done squarely fine for 7 years outside of drafting the best prospect of our lifetime who they happen to get off of good lottery luck. Outside of that, they've done nothing to show us that they have an elite scouting department that's going to find the perfect players and anything of that sort. They're not like the Wizards, bad level drafting, but they're not great.
They haven't been on the money, definitely, but they've always had picks towards the back half. Remember what they did with DeJounte Murray a long time ago, or Lonnie
2017.
Walker a long time ago. Like, those are solid picks, and for what Wemby is, that's all you need at bare minimum. Now, yes, it would be nice.
Lonnie Walker walked for nothing.
Exactly. You need better. If you have 2 picks, regardless of how good you think the draft is, if you have 2 picks in the top 8, you need to do better than landing one Lonnie Walker if Wemby is on your team.
Yeah, if they draft Lonnie Walker 4th overall, I'm going to vomit.
Okay.
He walked for
It's gonna
nothing.
be bad.
So who is the pick for you?
I think that they are going to go with Stephon Castle.
All the smoke says that.
Exactly. That's what the smoke says. And basically everybody in this draft, or a lot of the guys in this draft, is like, hey, if he can figure out how to shoot, like, we have a really
so
talented
many.
player. And so it, like, why you would want spacing around Wemby and why that would be ideal, you still have a lot of holes on your team, and a lot of those guys can't do the other things. Stephon Castle does a lot of the other things, and it would still make sense to go get him right now and just try to figure out the shooting later. You still have cap space. You can still trade for guys, bring in the shooting, and you have a pick at 8 where you can get Castle here, go get a shooter at 8, and really just take your dart throw at whoever you like.
I'm glad you mentioned the fact that there's so many non-shooters in this draft. It's absurd. The whole lottery is like a bunch of Thompson twins. It's guys who are like elite at certain things. You can't shoot. If they can't shoot, they're just going to be just okay. But if some of these guys can be a good shooter, let alone a great shooter, they immediately become stars.
Yeah.
You mentioned Castle. If he can shoot a little bit, he is Drew Holiday. I'm staring at it. It's a Spider-Man meme. That is Drew Holiday if he can shoot. Ron Holland, if he can shoot, God knows what we're going to call him.
Jaylen Brown, let's say it right now.
There you go. Like, these guys have crazy ceilings that they can shoot. Buzelis, if he can shoot, good Lord.
Nasty.
Like,
Nasty.
there's so many of those guys, and
Oh, pick is in, pick is in.
pick is in. But I feel like it's more of those than a normal draft.
My prediction is Rob Dillingham.
Well, your prediction is
Oh,
wrong.
they took
The
Stephon
pick is
Castle.
Stephon Castle.
I love it.
Okay.
I wouldn't
this is
say I
great.
love it. I like it.
This is no, you should.
I'm cool.
you should
I like it. I like it a lot.
This is a pick to love because he very much feels like a Spurs E player because he has no real weakness on the court.
Well,
and
I mean,
other
he
than
can't shoot.
shooting, of course. But when you're, you have to assume that eventually, hope that comes around.
yeah,
His
exactly.
shot's not
Hope is a better word than
completely
assume. Yeah.
But with all the things that he can do, make all the simple passes, plays great defense, of course, like bigger body. I like this for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
I like especially the fact that Stephon Castle and his team have talked this entire process about he wants to play point guard, right? He wasn't really able to show that at UConn. That wasn't the role that they cut out for him. This is a team that needs a point guard. So if you were ever going to be in a situation where you wanted to do something and the team wants you to do that thing, this is going to be it. So I'm excited for him. I think it fits for him. I think this is
Yeah.
probably one of the better landing spots for him.
He's a nice mix of floor and ceiling. Because like we said, he's one of these guys that it all comes down to the three-point shot.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you have this slew of guys, you have to pick the one who, obviously, they do their scouting as a team. They know more than us about his shot, and if they have faith in it, clearly they do have faith it'll be solid. You have to just pick the guy that you have faith that their strengths outside of the shot are going to be good enough that you can hope that it becomes decent enough of a shot that the strengths can shine. And his strengths are strong as hell. They're
Thankfully.
crazy.
Wait, I need
Thankfully.
ESPN to move the camera down. Is he wearing sneakers with the suit? Because I need to see that.
Suit
The- the
analysis
suit-
right
the suit-
here.
The suit's fire. I like it. I like the chain.
It's hard.
Also-
he has a castle for a chain.
Also,
it's hard.
these hats
Are
are
tough.
much better than what we've gotten in the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I like. Listen, shout out to the NBA for stepping up their hat game.
Chat, I'm seeing a lot of
This is
W's.
weak.
Chat, let us know. Is this a W pick or an L pick? Because, again, fitting around 1B is everything. And this is a guy that has a 6'7" with a long wingspan, truly elite defender at the point guard position, can even defend 2s and 3s. Passing isn't horrible. Nobody thinks he's a bad passer. But like you said, he wasn't really allowed to show that last year at UConn. So there's another level that we assume he can make.
Yeah.
Not the best athlete in the world, but not a bad one. He has strength and can get to his spots. Not the worst shooter of all time. Not a good one. You know, there's a lot of good, not great. We'll see which one of these becomes great.
And if any of those becomes great, like that's what puts you in the next tier of point guards in the league. No one's asking him to be elite. No one's asking him to be an all-star at all. Can you be playable? Can you not be 30 games of Jeremy Sohan? And I think he can clearly surpass that
Yeah.
within his
I can't believe they started Jeremy Sohan at point guard. What a crazy time. What was Pop thinking?
Yeah, nah.
Come on, Pop.
But listen, so now we know we have Castle, presumably the starting point guard.
Nice.
Vassell, that's a nice duo. That fits.
That's
Vassell,
a nasty defensive duo.
yeah, Vassell's I don't know. I mean,
Well, Vassell, he was more so known as a defender coming into the draft, and that just fizzled out as,
yeah,
commonly, but
he's not a horrible defender by any means. He can shoot. We know that. We'll see. Everyone wanted him to take a bigger leap than he really did last year, but he still has potential as being a scoring shooting guard, can move off of screens a little bit, while Castle presumably is the main playmaker. That makes sense to me. We'll see with the 3 and the 4. They got this 8th overall pick. I hope it's a forward. What do y'all think?
I hope it's the same thing. I think that they have to go. You have to go and try and fill out as much as you can, right? I've seen some people be like, hey, you need a point guard, take 2 shots at it, right? Go get Castle, maybe go get Rob at 8. I think you want to try and be very well-rounded here because and you've pointed this out so many times when we talk about Luka and how fast Luka sped up the Mavs timeline.
yeah.
Everybody understands that Wemby is the timeline is now.
Yeah.
And while you have him on a rookie deal and are going to be able to have as much flexibility, you can't have misses. You can't have a lot of guys who aren't coming in and being productive or having massive holes on the team. You need to have a actual hooper at every single spot. So I would just try to cast my net at every need that you have and go get a forward.
Yeah, I think the best
Go get some
option
shooting
here,
too.
if he is there, is Matas Buzelis. If he ends up like living up to his shooting
Just two guys who
potential-
can't shoot and just hope.
I'm looking at this tweet from Sean Yu on Twitter. He said, LMAO, they showed a highlight of Reed Shepherd shooting a motherfucking free throw. This draft is cooked.
All right.
I missed that.
They
That's
did him
crazy.
so dirty. They did him so. They also like did Reed Shepherd mixed in with Kobe in their kind of show, and it was kind of nasty. I didn't want to say anything, but Reed Shepherd, you're gonna shine, brother.
That a free throw highlight is ridiculous. They only show like 90 seconds of highlights.
That's ESPN. Bro. I don't know why they did that. That was a terrible cut.
I'm ready to see Reed Shepherd. Listen, it's what is it? We're in June. He's gotta have a nice little offseason in Houston to get accustomed.
Paul Wall grills.
I need to see the haircut whenever October. Is the fade gonna go higher? Right? Is hanging out with Jalen Green and everybody else. What's the barber situation gonna be like for Reed Shepherd? Can we get a mid fade? Can we get a taper?
He's gonna have mad selfies on Instagram going like this. Smiling.
When are you linking with Johnny Dang? I need to see Reed Shepherd embrace Houston culture.
He's gonna pop up backstage at a Meg concert.
Put spokes on his car. Oh, I need
Ooh, yo, okay. I had the pick spoiled for me by Sean. It's like, you guys don't know. The 5th pick is interesting. The Pistons are on the clock. There was talk of them trading this pick earlier today. They were shopping it. They did not trade it. This isn't a chalk pick, finally. The first pick that's not chalk.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Who would you go with if you're the Pistons right now?
They need someone who can just straight up shoot. So for me personally, you either have to go with someone like Rob. Now I hear you,
You.
or at least I can hear you in my head.
You. Terrible fit. Keep going.
Terrible fit because Jaden Ivey's there, and you're not really 100% sure like where that is looming and how the duo is performing between him and Cade. If not that, then I really like Dalton Connect because he's a seasoned rookie. He's like 22, 23 years old, and you already know what you're getting out of him day one because of his size. He's 212, 6'6", and he has a ratchet on him. And at this point in time, they cannot afford to have like that many projects because
He's
you're
212?
teetering. Yeah, he's big.
Guy's jacked.
Yeah, he's big.
Donovan, where'd you go?
The fact that you said that this is not chalk, I think a lot of people have been looking at Detroit and wondering if they're going to get somebody who can shoot, right? Somebody who can play make a little bit. Are they going Donovan Clingan
That would be
at
nice too.
5?
Oh.
And because, I mean, listen, Clingan is somebody who people have talked about could have potentially been number 1, right? They could have gone up there. There's been smoke about, they don't really rock with your man Jalen like that. Is Clingan the pick at 5? And do you just take what you think is best player available and you rock with your guards right now?
So I'm gonna say this.
I'm going Clingan. That's my
I'm not
guess.
gonna spoil the pick. It's not Clingan. So with that being
Interesting.
said, Clingan's fallen to 6 now. There was several teams that were in talks to trade up to get Clingan, but
Who's at 6?
the Hornets are at 6.
Okay.
They could just take Clingan. I don't know how they feel about Mark
could.
Williams. The Grizzlies love Clingan. The Bulls love Clingan. I think was it the Blazers? There's other teams that were linked to him. We might see a trade up pretty soon.
Okay, pick is in.
The pick is in right now. We're watching the Pistons go on. Chad, you guys know it already. These guys don't. Let's get the reaction.
Hopefully it's someone who can
who's this?
shoot, bro,
Who's this?
because they need.
The pick is Ron Holland.
Oh, my guy.
Let me
My
say this.
guy.
Let me say this.
Okay.
I don't know about the fit. They have no shooters. Ron Holland's
Yeah.
not a shooter.
This is going to be
But,
disgusting. This is going to be disgusting. Say it.
but Ron Holland is amazing. And the fact that he's fallen down the mock drafts in the past months because of overthinking by draft Twitter, and we had reports he's going to fall out of the lottery, you guys were insane if you thought that was happening. If you thought 15 intelligent GMs were going to look at Ron Holland and be like, not my guy, you're out of your mind. This is one of the best players in the draft. I'm so happy he went top 5.
I told you guys before that, right? Everybody always has their guys. My 2 guys coming into the draft was Matas and Ron Holland. And the defense that we are about to see with Ron Holland and Asar Thompson, the athleticism that we're about to see with those 2, on top of Cade Cunningham being a very big guard, on top of Jaden Ivey being as fast as he is. Now that Monty Williams is out the paint, right? And
Yes.
we can get a real coach, right? Somebody who at the bare minimum prioritizes development of your young players. Once again, it's a drug that I cannot quit, but I'm buying into Pistons hype in the offseason once again.
Oh, brother, you need help. I'm
No,
gonna definitely tap in.
I'm
with a therapist
super
for you.
excited. I'm super excited. I love this.
Again,
I love this.
is Jalen Durden long-term 5? We don't know. Is Jaden Ivey the long-term shooting guard? We don't know. I'm willing to say probably not. We damn sure don't know who the long-term small forward is. What we do know is Cade is their point guard, and Ron Holland is the best player on the board. You make that bet and figure everything else out because everything else is essentially a blank slate.
Yeah, I like this pick because he easily has the highest ceiling out of everyone else at this point in time. And he also brings something that nobody else seems to have on this roster, which is just absolute dog care,
He has
passion.
dog.
And, they call it the Motor City. Ironically enough, one of the biggest things that's talking about him is his competitive
Look at
nature.
that.
You know?
Look at that.
They
Bars.
talk about his motor, bro. And I love this pick because
He's a professional.
he has...
He's a professional.
Not a
guys.
rapper.
he has that type of ceiling. Of course, like the shooting is
This is awesome.
for him, but talk about his rebounding. Talk about he's not the best playmaker by any means necessarily, but it's not an absolute weakness for him. I love this, bro.
Chat, spam it up. Is this a W or an L? I'm seeing some mixed reactions, but mostly W's. People are saying poor Ron Holland. Listen, Monty Williams is gone. Where's the blank slate?
It's a new day.
A new day. They got a new GM, a new coach. Listen, it's not the best situation. It's not what it once was. There's a chance that he can be the culture setter, that him and Cade can be the duo. This is a good spot for Ron Holland, I think.
If they don't come out next season and play like the Sacramento Kings, I'm gonna be disrespectful. I'm gonna be disappointed. They need to run up and down. I'm doing that from day one of training camp. We are getting 200 possessions in every single game. I'm not giving you guys the opportunity to stand still and shoot. You guys don't do that well. We won't do that, right? We will run all day. I'm actually very excited. I need to see this. I need to see this.
Exactly. I need to see that play with pace. I need to see Ron Holland shooting 2,000 jumpers a day for 2 summers. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna be great.
Though, what does this mean for someone like Jaden Ivey? Is he expendable in your eyes? Because to me, probably should be.
Everybody's expendable.
I don't think this is why. Yes, I think Jaden Ivey has done nothing to earn his spot for sure. He's shown promise, but it's not a sure thing that he's a long-term guy there. And listen, this isn't a good fit for him. So I see your point. Like maybe. I would prioritize Ron Holland over Jaden Ivey, I think.
Absolutely. There's too much redundancy at this point in time. And I think I view Ron Holland and his skill set. I think he is a much better and cleaner fit compared to him and Cade because of the cutting ability. And he naturally doesn't prioritize the ball in his hands as much.
If this guy can shoot just a little bit, especially like in year one, if you can just not be a minus, if we can get you at like 32, 33%, somewhere where it's like slightly below respectable, right around that line, I'd be okay with it. This is gonna be fantastic. And shout out Ron Holland. The rest of the draft is gonna be
real
crazy.
quick. Someone just DM me on Twitter. Can we get the solo cam on me? I'm gonna show it on my iPad 'cause I can't pull it up. Somebody said, "Why does Isaiah Collier look like Mo and Donovan combined?" This
I was about to say,
is that Mo?
is that me? Oh shit, that's me. What the hell?
Someone said it's Mo. One, I don't know why it's Mo and Donovan combined, but that's just Mo.
Yeah, it genuinely looks like me. We saw him in person. He didn't look like me at all, bro.
He has a new haircut that you guys are gonna see when he gets drafted. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's quite the talk of Twitter. I'll say that.
Nice. Handsome fellow. I know him when I see one.
So another thing, what was
54.
tweeted? Mild spoiler. A team is currently trying to trade up to 6 to get Klingon. Like I said, I assumed a team is trying. Who do you think it is?
It's probably the
Memphis
Memphis
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Easily, bro. They're on their knees right now because they need someone like him because who's their 5? Steven Adams, he's out of there. He's kicked rocks,
He's kicked rocks.
Yeah, sadly. And right now, they're bare bone. You really don't want to go into next season having Jaren Jackson Jr. at the lone 5 because of rebounding issues. We all see it and heard it, especially last year. Over the course of the year and also before that in the Olympics, really, really poor numbers. I predict it's going to be them, for sure.
Memphis. You know what? Is Portland gonna trade up one spot to 6? Do they care that much about going to get Klingon? Because even though that they have DeAndre Ayton, how confident are you that they love DeAndre Ayton?
I think they might like him good enough, but he's like, what is he, 26 now? 25? He's like,
25, 25, yeah.
Like, they are so early in the rebuild. DeAndre Ayton is not the future of that position for them. Even if they like him a lot, it wouldn't make sense to prioritize him now when by the time Scoot is ready to be competitive, DeAndre Ayton will be pushing 30. So he's there to be traded eventually. So if they believe in Klingon, I think you take him.
Wow. Okay.
I wonder what the Hornets are going to do at this point.
Okay, that trade didn't. Okay, so it was Portland that was trying to trade up for him,
Wow.
and that didn't materialize. Now there is a pick that's coming in for the Hornets.
Okay.
Who do you guys think it is? The Hornets are keeping.
I think it should be Klingon. I can't let him, knowing LaMelo Ball's defensive woes, Mark Williams and his injury history,
Get modest.
I do not want to believe in, I don't want to pass up on a potential generational paint defender just so I can put my stock into Mark Williams. I don't buy that.
I'm going out, if I'm the Charlotte Hornets, I'm going to get Modest. Because, again,
Modest is a good kid. Why send him to Charlotte?
I understand, right? For his personal development, that
Terrible.
might not be the best environment, right? But
Him and LaMelo are going crazy.
the same logic applies here, where if his 3-point shot is the shot that was his shooting stroke in high school, and he's actually like a shooter and not what he was last year, then you have an amazing player in Charlotte. And I think for them, you already have Brandon Miller. You can go out and get some real versatility on the wing. Because even if the shot doesn't come around, having Brandon Miller and Modest, that's a lot of length on the wing.
Yeah,
and
true.
and LaMelo's already a big guard. He's obviously not a defender, but it's just a lot of length. It's a lot of height. It could work.
I think having someone with tertiary skills, Modest definitely has that in his bag. But for me personally, and as a Modest fan, I guess I am now, I wouldn't want to see him in that because I think he has higher ceiling than just to be a tertiary creator.
It would be nice to see Modest in Portland.
Oh, absolutely. I would love it. Portland is a better place for me personally.
Is Modest dropping though?
That'll be tough. It needs to be clinging. It needs to be clinging. If I'm the Hornets, I'm
That
scoring
would
everybody's
work.
draft
That would work.
hopes, bro.
Yes.
I'll say this. I hate this pick for the Hornets. I won't tell you who it is. Not a fan. So
Probably Nikola Topic. Oh my God! Please don't tell me it's him, bro. Cause that'll ruin everything. That'll ruin everything.
It would be so.
If I'm a
it would be
Hornets
so
fan,
funny.
I'd be so sick to my stomach.
Well, listen, you don't. Obviously, you gave LaMelo the money. I feel very differently about LaMelo than you guys, where I'm still a little bit unsure. Wait, time out. The picks in. Who are they picking? The Charlotte Hornets select. Who?
Oh, T-John. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so they're buying in heavy. He kind of looks like LaMelo here.
Tijon Salon with the number 6 overall pick in the draft.
Wow.
A bet on a player who is,
Super raw.
to put it politely,
Wow.
very tall, very long arms, pretty
Wow.
athletic, potential to shoot. He could be a good shooter.
You're saying
at
he's
that
a brown shirt on 2K.
height. Currently,
Damn.
and this is like this year's Giannis pick, where like they're just hoping they could mold all this potential into something. And listen, I'm not out here watching full games of this guy. I'm only doing research via people who do research, right? So my opinion is not the strongest in the world, but I haven't learned a lot about him that makes me very impressed.
He's
He's a project pick.
the famous line from NBA drafts is he's 2 years away from being 2 years away, and come on, Charlotte.
I
really
don't hate this pick.
want better for them.
Yeah.
I don't love the pick just because I think that you do need somebody who is a little bit more ready. Like they're in a very weird spot where they have some building blocks in LaMelo and Brandon Miller, but at the same time, LaMelo's always hurt and Brandon Miller is just like he's a good shooter. I don't see Brandon Miller as like the number one option on the team. He's still very good, but I don't see him there.
He's a perfect too. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like something a little bit more concrete rather than theoretical, the way that this pick is.
Yeah, he's definitely a project, and he's someone that I like. If it works, then okay, I see it. But I think that's just too much risk. There's too much of a risk pick, and you're not with where they're projected to head towards in the future. And LaMelo trying to make a comeback. Miller, he's already like an NBA ready product, and he's probably going to be scoring 18, 19, 20 points per game next year. Someone like him doesn't help your
People are
rebuild. Right?
spamming L's in the chat right now, y'all.
This is kind of malpractice, and I'm getting kind of angry right now the more and more that I think about this.
It's just typical Hornets, man. The Hornets are going to Hornets. And again, we could be very wrong. This is not the strongest draft. There's no sure things.
Exactly.
This guy could have the potential that they view him as.
For sure.
But again, from our educated opinions, I would rather take that bet on Who's Ellis. I'd rather take that bet on Klingon. I'd rather take that bet on a whole slew of guys who are still there. And again, they're in these workouts. They're talking to him. They know more about us, about what they view of him. But it's very puzzling. When you could have traded back and got him, I don't think there's going to be a bidding war in the top 8 to pick this guy. Like the pick is not guaranteed to be terrible, but I think the process is.
Now, with what they hope and dream of him to be, then I love this pick, you know?
Sure, if he's Giannis, it'd be great. It'd be awesome.
Not even Giannis. If he could just simply shoot, block shots with those long arms and, like catch lobs, that's like great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Exactly.
Be a defensive presence, help side whenever LaMelo and Miller gets blown past by, great.
Also, France is out here, man. France is out here.
Shout out France.
France is out here. Three Frenchmen in the top 6. They say it's an international record. I have no idea what factory these guys are being made because they all have the same build, right? They all have.
Yeah, they're all tall as shit.
It's crazy. I have not seen a 6'1" Frenchman since Tony Parker. It's been 20 years. I haven't seen it. They
Yeah.
all look the same. They all have the same
Even
build.
Koulibaly is 6'9" now. They're all just massive.
Yeah.
He grew into the French build. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy. They're all making them in the same 2K lab. I don't understand.
But again, so let's be positive.
It'll be fine.
If it does work, for all the reasons you said, if it does work and he can stretch the floor, can use athleticism to be a killer in transition, defense gets good, which is the biggest hill to climb up, I think. If that does work, having Brandon Miller and this guy on the wings, that's tantalizing around LaMelo. Like, that could be really good. It's just a lot of could be.
Yeah.
That's what this draft is. You know?
True,
and so, yeah, I don't love it. Yeah, I don't love it like in practice, but at the same time, with this draft, you kind of have to throw a lot of your normal draft expectations and like draft rules because outside of whoever you want at number 1, it really is, hey, we're just gonna go get this guy that we like. It's potential and vibes in this draft, and that's
But
exactly.
at the end of the day, when you have Demon Edie sitting on the bench waiting to be picked up,
That's your
every
guy.
pick is terrible.
Demon Edie, that's your man for sure. I wonder who
I'm the biggest Zach Edie fan.
Oh,
And with the 7th pick, the Blazers pick Donovan Clingan.
they pick Klingon.
Wow, bro. Their big rotation's kind of nasty. They got
Yep.
Ayton,
You know what's funny?
Rob.
It was reported they were trying to trade up and pick him at 6, but then the Hornets just picked somebody. So did they call the Hornets and be like, hey, let's trade up. I want this guy. And they're like, nah, you're good. We're not picking him. Are the Hornets dumb?
Bro, the intern over there just cooked their entire franchise for the next 5 years. He's like, nah, we're good. Just call it back later. We're not going to get him.
If Woj tweeted that they were trying to trade up for him, a call was made. If a call was made and the Hornets knew they weren't picking Clingan
they
and
just
they
buddies?
didn't trade back, are they trying?
Are they just friends? Were they like, listen, I'm gonna let you in on the secret? Like,
Nah, you're good, bro. Trust me.
Listen, Mike Smith, I used to read the articles back in the day. I respect you. Don't bother. Like, they just let him go.
Klingon.
But shout out Clingan. Again, we'll see what happens to Dominating now. That's a new interesting wrinkle for this offseason. Because I think Dominating is overhated. Second half of last season, I know he started off
No, he was
horrendous.
going crazy.
He was going nuts second half of the season in that fake March basketball. A team could use him that plays real basketball, that is organized and is trying to win. If they trade him and get some more pieces, maybe it's tonight, I see something coming together for the Blazers.
I understand everything that you say about DeAndre Ayton, about our man Dominating. I know that he was playing great. I cannot get the clip of him just walking through the motions, setting that fake screen.
That was hilarious.
I can't, anytime I think about him, that's the clip that comes to mind. And he's going to have to average 30 and 15 for me to be like, nah, he's actually pretty good.
Oh, my gosh.
30 and 18. Standards are ridiculous for
He's
him.
going to have to be Shaq. I'm sorry.
Crazy, bro.
Chat, I'm seeing y'all spam W's. Okay, so you guys like Clingan. Do y'all like chat? Do you guys like Clingan because you don't like Aiden, or do you like the Clingan fit there? Because that's the interesting part. Because people really hate Aiden. People hate that guy.
Yeah, for the Portland Trailblazers in the state of their organization where they're just like looming and they're just seeing what pops. Of course, like Anthony Simons is there and he put up like 22, whatever, this season, but that 22 wasn't just like life-changing just yet. I think they're still looking for that guy or a guy who can help push this organization forward and make a real impact, whether it be defensively, and you could be looking at this guy right now in front of you,
Yeah.
Donovan Clingan.
Someone said, damn, they drafted Bill Walton again.
He lives on! That's hilarious.
Somebody's going to make some graphic that's going to be incredibly insensitive that has like Bill Walton in the sky. It's
Oh
going to be
my gosh.
nasty. Yeah, I mean, so back to the actual player. Let's talk about him now.
Yeah.
Best rim protector in this draft,
Mm-hmm.
bar none. Well, we'll see what you think about Alex Sarr.
No, that's
7'2" is the only guy in college basketball that could go toe-to-toe with Demon Edie and keep his own because he's damn near as big, an elite rim protector. Offensively, isn't a 0, but is not a 10. You know, like he's shooting around in pre-draft workouts like all these bigs do. Derek Lively was pulling it in draft workouts. Edie was pulling it in draft workouts. Who knows if that shooting potential is real? If it is, this becomes the best pick in the draft. If he can be a spacing 5, that can be the best rim protector. But even as is, you get what should be an elite defender, should be a good pick and roll big man, a lob threat, all this stuff. That makes sense when your team is very guard heavy right now.
And especially now that you have Denny, I like this a lot.
True.
Right, because now you're
An
defense-
identity is starting to form. You're
I
right.
forgot about that. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
Now your defense and now your young rebuild has a little bit of structure defensively, and when you know that your entire guard room is just like cone, like they're not defenders.
Yams, collard greens.
Exactly. Exactly. When the guys scoring points are cones and you cannot rely on them night to night defensively, it's good to have guys in the back end who can guard, the other team's best perimeter player and who can protect the rim. So Portland, and if they trade Ayton and you can get some stuff for him, right? I don't know if that's gonna happen, but like just with these two guys, I'm rocking with this. I like where Portland is going.
Yeah, they were. I was not shy about how I felt about Portland last year. They were one of the worst teams to watch in the NBA. They were coached horrendously. Criminal. I think Chauncey Billups did a terrible job, but also he didn't have the best talent in the world.
Yeah.
They weren't exactly serious. They weren't exactly trying to win. And now you're gonna have a young but promising rim protector. And bigs like this are typically pretty good early on. You typically know if a big's defense is gonna be great. Look at Lively contribute right away. I can expect Klingon to be a top half of the league defensive center to start through the year. We know Denny's going to bolster that defense. Another year of development from their guys. Scoot should one day be a good defender at the point of attack. Jeremy Grant's still there. They should be confident. Like, they should still be bad and get another high pick next year, but they shouldn't be as unwatchable as they were this year.
Yeah, this definitely gives all Portland fans more hope and identity starting to form. They have their guys so far. They're a couple pieces away from, a vision being clear, but the vision is not blurry anymore.
No, it is clear. The Spurs are back on the clock. The team
love
we're talking about. Everybody's fandom right now is based on Wemby. Who are they going with for the second pick? Because all the guys that they were thinking about picking are still available. Buzelis is there, which, low-key, I didn't think they expected that. So maybe it's Buzelis. Cody Williams is there. Dillingham is there. A whole slew of options.
If it's me, again, if now was the time to go ahead and take a swing type of hit, and I'd want to lean towards someone like Modest Buzelis. If he hits, that changes so much on the court for the San Antonio Spurs because his potential is just so immense. There's no real weak point in his. Hold on, I don't want to say there's no real weak point in his game because the shooting needs to come around and defense still needs to be worked, although he's worked on those instincts while he was in the G League. But the type of bang that he can do on the court, it's immense. He's one of the most banger bust type of prospects here.
Real banger.
Do you want to have two kinds of those guys?
I don't view Stephon
I like Modest a lot, but the fact that you pick Castle at 4 and it's really the same thing.
Yes, I do want two of those. You know why? I got two guys. Some of these guys in this draft are going to be good shooters. I want as many dice rolls that as possible. Because if either of these guys become great shooters, stars. So give me two dice rolls. Give me two potential stars if the shot comes around.
It would be so tragic if none of them became good shooters.
Yeah, then so be it.
Yeah.
You got two great defenders, and we'll figure the rest out. Yeah. Also, Wemby being a stretch 5 and being so generational from the perimeter allows you to get away with having some non-shooter out there. So if it's Castle, we know he's going to contribute in other ways.
Exactly.
Buzelis has a bigger bust potential than Castle does.
But if you have Castle at your 1 and you have length and size there, and then
the pick is in, y'all.
And then you have Buzelis, also 6'10" wingspan, and then obviously Wemby. Your 1, 3, and 5 has a lot of length that you can put out there.
I want to see Rob Dillingham in a Spurs jersey. I really want to see it bad.
Hey, man, well, the pick is in, and it is Rob Dillingham.
Oh, my God, here we go. This is beautiful, bro. Buckets for days. They're going to have the nastiest TikTok highlights out there, bro.
All year, everybody watched college basketball and saw Rob Dillingham be the most electric guard in the league, in the country. And everybody said, Spur. Him and Wemby, great. And we're getting it.
Okay.
This is like fan fiction. This is fan service. It's happening as much as everybody wanted. You know how rare this is?
Rob and Stephon Castle are like the most inverse prospects ever, bro. Exactly what Stephon is bad at, creating and shooting. Rob Dillingham, that's his absolute selling point. I love this pick.
You know what's funny? Castle's bad at those, great at everything else. Rob is great at these things, not good at anything else. Small.
Couldn't be the more opposite, bro. I love it.
Again, so I like it because you have Wemby, who is going to be the best defender in the world, as soon as 6 months from now, probably.
Yeah.
You can deal with having the smallest guard in the country because he is little.
Exactly.
Dude, he is small. You watch the film. So we met him in person at the Combine. We interviewed these guys. I didn't feel like he was undersized. He felt normal to me. Then I watched film, and I'm like, yo, is this the smallest player in the NBA? This guy is slight. And that could be a big issue, which is why he wasn't like a top 5 pick. Teams could worry about what that can do to their defense. Can he be an elite passer that size? Is he going to be more Bones Highland than he is Trae Young? Well, I don't know. You can deal with that downside when you have Wemby on the back end protecting him.
And they're quite literally the only team in the NBA who can have those type of issues because Wemby's there and he affects defense
And
in
Castle.
ways that we've never seen before.
And, dude, you have Drew Holiday's defense in Castle, which I know he's not Drew Holiday. But let's say ceiling, you get an elite. Actually, let me not say Drew Holiday. He's like one of the best defenders of all time. But you get an Alex Caruso defender type with this guy in Castle, and you have Wemby. That's a lot of protection for Dillingham's weaknesses.
I love it, bro. The creation that Dillingham has. Yo, he's not going to be exhausted like how he has been, and he can do other things out of the edge.
Hey,
because
yo.
Whoa, what's that?
Hey, yo, never mind. Put the phone down. Minnesota has traded for the 8th pick and Rob Dillingham.
No!
Wait, what?
Minnesota just traded for Rob Dillingham.
No! Are you serious?
Rob Dillingham is a Timberwolf. What the hell?
Wait, whoa.
What did they trade?
We'll find out soon.
Please don't tell me that this involves Karl Anthony Towns. It can't.
I swear to God, if it's Carl Anthony Towns, if it's Nas Reed, if we get Nas Reed and Wemby,
No.
it probably won't be. It probably
They can't
won't be.
ruin that.
They probably won't be. I don't know. You need a good amount to get rid of the 8th pick if you're the Spurs. What was the?
No!
Wait, what?
Minnesota just traded for Rob
Dillingham.
The Timberwolves have a pretty
No!
late pick,
Are you
so I don't
serious?
know. Rob Dillingham is a Timberwolf. What the hell?
Wait,
This is
whoa.
crazy.
What did they
Yeah,
trade?
no.
We'll find
So
out soon.
one thing I will say is
Please
that
don't tell me
the Minnesota
that this
Timberwolves, they need
involves
this
Karl
type of
Anthony
juice
Towns.
on their
They do.
offense.
I
As
swear to God,
good
if it's
Karl Anthony
as
Towns.
Mike Conley
If it's
was,
Nas
and
Reed,
whenever
if we
he's
get
on the
Nas
court,
Reed and
they're
Wemby?
way better with him.
No.
It
But
probably
they
won't.
can't ruin that just
It probably
because
won't.
Mike
I don't
Conley.
know. You need a good
he
amount
can't-
to get
he
rid of
can't
the
be
8th
in
pick if you're the
conference finals.
Spurs.
He's giving you 5,
What was
6,
the-
7
No!
points. This is
Wait, what?
unacceptable.
Minnesota just traded
Someone
for
like
Rob
Anthony
Dillingham.
Edwards
Timberwolves
has
have-
shown those leaps as a scorer
Yeah.
and also leaps as a playmaker as well. The game is just about buckets at the end of the day. And when you have someone like Rudy Gobert on your team, you can't afford someone else like Mike Conley to give you 5.
100%. This is crazy.
I wonder
Yo.
what they gave up, bro. I wonder what they gave up. Please do not tell me it involves Cat or Nas Reed. Nas Reed is nasty. Nas
Ooh,
Reed.
the 9th pick is so sick.
Okay.
I can't spoil it for you guys, but
So the Memphis
Ooh,
Grizzlies have the 9th overall pick.
They do.
Wow. They have a lot of optionality. Marcus Smart's coming back. Ja's coming back as well.
So I'm done guessing at this point. I'm ready for the picks. I'm not.
Not gonna lie, if I was them, I'd probably want someone like. Wait, they probably have Edie. Oh my God, did
That's
they
what I'm
take
saying.
Edie?
That's what I'm thinking.
Did they take Edie?
As I said that I'm not predicting any more picks. I think that they.
You're not a man. of your word.
I'm not.
Neither am
I'm
I.
not.
The Timberwolves are trading a 2031 unprotected first and a
2031.
protected 2030 pick swap to the Spurs for Dillingham. So the Timberwolves traded the 8th pick. The Spurs traded the 8th pick for a 2031 pick. They didn't want to bring in 2 rookies in this class, and they decided to bet against the Timberwolves' future.
So, the Spurs got 2 picks back.
Guys, this is
A pick swap and a pick.
not.
Okay.
This is not good. This is not good. Like you don't. I'm actually frustrated right now by hearing that.
I don't know if I'm in love with this with both sides. Now that
No,
it's
I love it
crossed
for
the-
Minnesota.
Okay, well, let me explain the thought process then. Because I don't love it either because you want to see the Spurs get 2 young pieces. One, they must not believe that heavily in this draft, right? So they don't want to take another swing on a guy. 2, they know that they're going to be in win now mode very quickly around Wemby, whether they have a young guy in this draft or not. And we know the current meta of the league is stacking up picks and trading them for good players. A 2031 pick is going to be an asset you have for a long time. It's going to convey you're going to have it in your back pocket to make trades for a long time for, say, a Trae Young or whoever it may be, say, a Donovan Mitchell, whoever it may be. And if if somehow you don't trade that pick in the next 4 years or whatever, the Timberwolves are not going to be good in 2031. This is going to be this is a long time from now. You want to bet against them.
That's why I hate this trade more and more that I think about it for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I understand, but considering the flaws that Rob Dillingham has in his game and his ability to like be a cone on the offensive end and also not be the greatest playmaker in the world, I don't know how. This is just too much. This is too much. Considering all the picks that they had to give up for Rudy Gobert and are giving up even more, 2 more picks, basically 2 more picks for Rob Dillingham, it's not looking the brightest.
Okay,
we were so hyped for the Spurs for getting Rob Dillingham.
I
was so happy.
understand that, right? Like why if you're in Minnesota, you kind of want to be a little bit like cautious, right? Because you gave up all of that draft capital. You have Anthony Edwards ascending right now. And last year proved that when he's at his best, offensively, he can carry your team. Rudy Gobert returned to Rudy Gobert form. Like, you are 100% in win now mode. So I'm okay with them saying we don't care about these picks.
By the way,
we're gonna go in.
Zach Edey is on the Grizzlies. We missed that.
Oh yeah.
We guessed it.
Y'all,
There we go.
away from the Timberwolves, I am so unbelievably in on Zach Edey.
Wow.
You love Zach.
I
Edey.
love Zach Edey. As the whole draft process has gone on, I've just continually thought more and more that the criticisms that we've had are so dumb, so lazy. Everybody assumes he'll be the worst player possible. Everybody looks at his strengths and they're like, these strengths are so cool that they're weaknesses because we don't want to post up in the modern NBA. So the fact that he's the best post-up player in the league is irrelevant. It's a bad thing now. And he's going to be one of the best offensive rebounders in the league day one. Competent shot blocker. Great pick and roll threat because he's massive. You throw anywhere near him, he's finishing it. He's not slow offensively like that. He can roll to the rim. He's going to be an amazing gadget post-up player that you put him against bench units. You can actually play through the post when you have Zach Edey on your team. That kind of breaks the rules of, the modern NBA where we're only focused on drive and kick and whatever. His strengths are so strong that people ignore it because they get scared of the weaknesses, and I think he's going to be a great player.
And the fact that the number one joke about Jaren Jackson Jr. is that he's a big man and he can't rebound and he's doing all this stuff. You go out and you get a guy who averages 13 rebounds a night and you protect Jaren Jackson Jr. and now you can have Jaren in his natural position, right? You can have him as a 4, you can have him as a roamer, being extremely active on defense, and this is probably going to unlock a lot of stuff for Memphis again. And so now going into next season, when you have Marcus Smart, Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, and Zach Edey, like their defense should be nasty once again. So shout out Zach Edey.
I'm not gonna lie, I love this for them. I'm not
I'm mad
gonna
at
be
it.
like munching like Isaac over here, but I will say, considering what this roster needs and the concerns for Jaren Jackson Jr., who is one of their cornerstone pieces, you did him justice with this pick right here. And some like Zach Edey, he's not gonna have an insane offensive load or whatever. But in terms of just like doing the dirty work, setting nasty screens for Ja Morant, he's a great screen setter. Like I love the all-around things that Zach Edey does as a player. Great pick.
Can I guess the 10th pick is coming up? The Jazz have the 10th pick.
Yeah, the 10th pick.
What the hell are they gonna do?
I think that they should go with Topic. I would take Topic at 10.
Have you heard his voice?
I haven't heard his voice. I haven't heard.
It sounds like he has a voice changer, bro. It's ridiculous. He sounds like Darth Vader.
I need to. Yeah. I'll hear it afterwards. But yeah, I think Utah, they are in a position where they're in a rebuild. You have Lowry and you have Keontae George, but all the noise around is that Danny Ainge doesn't really rock with Keontae George. Like he's not sure about Keontae. So if you go out and get another point guard, this might work.
Well, the pick is in, and it's not Topic. It is Cody Williams.
Okay,
Also,
this is a good pick.
Also good.
Good pick. Cody Williams is a great player. He's not known as a creator necessarily, but this is not what you're looking for him
Rangy
to
wing,
be.
though?
I love
Defense
this.
is there. His cutting is immaculate. The ball movement over there is going to be disgusting. He pairs really well with someone like Lowry and Walker Kessler. Keontae George is a good player too, has great creating ability, so we're not really looking at Cody Williams to do that. This is a great upside pick. I loved it.
Yo, I said Reed and Edey are my 2 guys in this draft. Cody's my 3rd guy.
Why is he third guy?
He is so good and so efficient
C-Dub.
that people look. And another thing where we pretend that his strengths aren't there because he's really skinny. That's the weakness people are scared of. He's not great getting to the rim because he gets pushed off his spots, and you kind of see that hold him back. People can add weight. I don't think he'll be skinny forever. He's an efficient scorer. He should be a good defender. He has crazy length. He has good feel for the game. And you put him next to one of the smartest coaches in the league, in Will Hardy, who's really good at getting people going
These dudes are
downhill.
doing TikTok dances at the NBA draft.
Adam Silver, what has happened to my league?
What?
Oh my God, bro.
Well, he fits perfectly what Will Hardy wants to do. Perfectly next to Lowry, gives him a big wing. He's great.
TikTok dances in 2024.
This man just accomplished a lifelong dream and was.
I know Jared McCain mad as hell right now. Like, damn it, he stole my shit.
Bro, what?
I was gonna do that.
Yeah. Wow.
Man, if
bro.
you don't walk up them steps, shake Adam Silver's hand. This
Oh,
is crazy.
bro. This
No,
is
but he's good. He's good though. I like him. Yeah. The movement thing that you said is going to be very interesting because like with Lowry and the way that he moves off ball, having having just everybody move everywhere, and like Utah uses a lot of off ball screens. They send everybody everywhere. This should be fun. He's a really good cutter. Like this is gonna be very interesting with their like big to big stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
If he
wing to big,
does
whatever.
the level of a creator, then obviously like this is a hit pick in my opinion. You can't lose in any angle or any direction with this pick at all.
Let's go back real quick. We didn't get a chance to talk about it enough. Rob Dillingham is on the Timberwolves.
That's amazing for them.
Yeah, I like it. I think about it. 2031. Screw 2031. You're in win now mode with this core. You're
absolutely.
gonna be
If he
wing to big,
does
whatever.
paying a ridiculous luxury tax bill. Go all in.
level of a creator,
You might as well.
then
And Rob
obviously like
Dillingham fixes
this is a hit pick in my opinion. You
No,
can't do
that's good for Minnesota because again, and I will see how much of a direct impact Rob can do, but he's a bucket getter, and I will say it until probably the end of time. When you are in the playoffs, you know what Anthony Edwards is going to give you. Do you want to rely on Karl-Anthony Towns to give you buckets, right? And I don't know. And so having a little bit of that load taken off of Cat and putting that responsibility on Rob, helping out Mike Conley also, and not 18 points to stay in the game when he's aging, that's a massive thing. And now you have, again, one of the shiftiest point guards that we've seen in a while.
My thing also about this is like Minnesota, one of the main reasons why they made this deep of a run, of course, is because of their defense. But more so, like, something about their defense is like they had tremendous size across the board, except for Mike Conley. And I guess maybe they're just viewing it as like, you know, if we can take a punch anywhere, it's at that point guard position in terms of size. But I am not like I like this because Anthony Edwards has to be relieved. But at the same time, I think they're going to take two major hits in terms of playmaking and also like defense because I just think.
Yo, we see you in the chat. Sorry about the glitches. We're fixing that. It's not going to be an issue anymore. They're talking about the cameras and audios glitching. We're on top of it. My bad. It was because of the Twitter thing that you guys said. No more of that. But yeah, like everything you're saying, it's a perfect fit. The Chicago pick is in.
All right, hold on. It has to be the stupidest thing ever. Whatever you think is the most moronic thing to do, that is what's happening in Chicago.
I don't know.
I hope it's
also,
not Modest Buzelis.
Bro, how is Modest falling like this? We knew, but like we knew that somebody was gonna fall, especially because everyone's like, nobody knows what's gonna happen. It was gonna be a lot of chaos. I think I'm just shocked that it was him. I thought that Rob was gonna be the one that fell, but I guess since Minnesota wants to jump up, then there's like your answer for that. But nah, this is really, really interesting.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm gonna be super sick to my stomach if this is the case. Because I really don't want to see Modest in Chicago. Although, like, hometown kid, that would be a cool story and all that. But they just traded for Josh Giddey. Lonzo Ball is still under contract on that roster. Zach LaVine is still there. Kobe White, he was just thriving. And now you tell me I have to play alongside Josh Giddey? Why is he around?
Yeah, man, listen. The Chicago Bulls are a team that just needs a direction. Everything you're saying, they just got to pick the best player available. They just need talent so bad. They need young direction.
So you know the pick.
I do know the pick.
Can you obviously don't tell us the pick. Is it a pick that will lead us to believe that the Chicago Bulls are continuing to be an unserious franchise?
No, I think it's a serious pick on a team that's getting on the right path. I'll just tell you, what does it matter?
Yeah, don't break. Who is it?
This is Modest Buzelis going to his hometown team.
Oh
staying
my
in Chicago Bulls.
God.
The Chicago kid. A lot of people don't know that. He's telling us in the interview. A lot of people don't know that. He's from Chicago.
They think, listen, you read Modest Buzelis, you think he's from over there. He's not. He is not. He's from Chicago. Right?
And he's staying in Chicago. Good for him. You got to love when that happens every time. It's
Yeah.
a good storyline. I know they have Giddey.
Derrick Rose 2.0.
There you go. I know they got Giddey. Nobody's a good fit with Giddey.
I'm about
That's
to
the
get
problem.
attacked for that.
Nobody's a good fit with Giddey. But if Buzelis can shoot, he can be a good fit with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He can be a long wing that can pass a little bit, get to the rim, create his own bucket, hopefully shoot threes. In the G League, he shot sub 30%. It was a terrible year from three. He shot well in a senior year from high school, but before that, he shot poorly. So a real up and down. There's no real strong way to feel about his shooting. But if it clicks, that's a great piece for them.
I think this is seismic. What does this mean for Patrick Williams and his position in the Chicago Bulls?
What does it mean? You need to get out of there.
Welcome to Oklahoma City, Patrick Williams.
Exactly.
It means absolutely nothing, man.
But no, cool. So they're gonna have
I'm good with that.
Kobe White and Giddey as their guards. Io DeSumo and presumably Zach LaVine as the shooting guards. You got Modest. DeRozan's probably out of there. You got Modest. You got Patrick Williams. That's a start. You know, it's something.
Oh man, they just see a guy from Chicago like, all right, guys, like I guess this is it, bro, because they literally always have someone from Chicago on that roster every single year, bro. Like,
And that's not a bad draft or in one of the weaker drafts when you probably don't even know who to take. You're just like, yeah, we'll just get the fan favorite, right? We'll just get the hometown kid. So it's not. Again, I'm very happy for Modest. This is my guy. I'm wishing. I hope that the Bulls can be a serious organization over the next couple of years that he can develop.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not good. Okay, so we have so who's next? We have Oklahoma City next.
I have someone I really, really, really want this guy to go here. Someone who fits into their culture, can shoot, can defend, of course, and also he can make some pretty nice TikToks. Jared McCain, I want him there so bad. Now that they cleared way of Giddey, Caruso's there now, and he's obviously, you know, mainly there to be a defender and another ball handler who doesn't have too much responsibility. I love the thought of Jared McCain being Oklahoma City Thunder.
Someone said Kenny can go play some golf now. You'd be happy. No, if you're a Bulls fan, you gotta like this pick, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you
Like,
do.
given who's on the board, this is the highest upside swing,
Oh,
and
yeah, I can cry.
they need some upside on that team. Like, this is the draft for them to take a swing because nothing is concrete with their young core. Kobe White had a great season. Good tertiary player. You don't want him to be the best player in your young core. You want to swing for the fences and have him be a complementary piece. This is a guy that, if things go well, can be that best player in your core. But, you know, there's a reason he fell this far. You need a lot of things to go well. And I would take that swing for them if I was them.
I 110% agree. They have nothing to lose with this pick at all, bro. I think this is the right pick. They did what they could do, drafted the most talented dude. And at this point in time, like, if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, like, you're back up. I ain't gonna lie. The delusion is back, bro.
Bro, trade everybody. Trade LaVine. Like, can we allow these young dudes to grow and to have an opportunity to actually rebuild instead of, like, fighting for their lives on a 39-43 team with no direction? If they have another season, please don't ever forget that the Chicago Bulls had a players-only meeting on night one.
I ain't gonna lie. That's
was
nasty.
crazy.
That is so crazy.
Everybody in that meeting should be gone, right? You need as much of a fresh start as possible. I hope that he like gets the opportunity to actually like have a solid foundation.
And he's one of those guys that he was kind of like Holland, where coming into the year, he was one of the highest touted prospects. It was like Holland, Buzelis, and Collier as the guys that we thought would be the top 3 picks. All of them shot poorly in their season outside of high school and made their draft stock plummet. A lot of times when that happens, when it's just because of poor shooting, you know that these strengths are there outside of that, and that's something you want to bet on. Like, they have this clear base of skill sets that is going to provide value.
I absolutely agree. I love this pick for them.
Who do you love for the Thunder? Who do you want them to go with? Because this is a team that was the 1 seed, is going to be one of the best teams in basketball no matter what happens with this pick. But if they can nail it and supplement that bench where they're currently lacking right now, their only ball handlers are Shea and J-Dub. After that, Case and Wallace pick and rolls, like, they need another ball handler, but we also know they need another big.
Me personally, I think I said it earlier, Jared McCain is probably the easy pick for me. But if you're not leaning that way, Kyle Ware is like, I don't know why he isn't talked about as much as to be a lock in the lottery. But considering he has a lot of size, has potential to be a 3-point shooter, don't let the numbers skew you. He has shot like 42% from 3-point line last year, but that was just on like 1 to 10 per game. So the potential is there. They can play that 5-out basketball, but he's super physical big who can grab rebound, which is like one of their main issues last year. So I'm leaning towards one of those 2 routes.
McCain would be cool. McCain is like an off-ball shooter. I've seen people say he could be like a stocky Seth Curry.
Yeah.
That would be a good fit for them. But I feel
that-
like they need ball handling more than shooting.
Can you go out and can you get Bub? Right? If you're Oklahoma City Thunder.
Bub Carrington.
Yes. Because Bub has he has a little bit of size to him. He's not small. And he's a bucket, right?
Yeah.
Like he is a bucket. And if you are talking about having somebody who can stabilize your second unit, I think that that's somebody that they can go to and and really strengthen it, and then just worry about who you're gonna get as your big. You can worry about that through trades. You can see what happens in the during the season in terms of trade talks, buyout stuff, and the Thunder still have a million picks. The fact that they were able to get Caruso and not give up any draft capital, you still have all the flexibility in the world. All the stuff that people think that you should have had to trade to get Alex Caruso, take that, go get another big, right? You can do that later.
Okay, I see the Thunder pick. Not going to spoil it. Last time we spoiled it for people. My bad, y'all. I saw the comments. My bad. I saw a few of you say y'all spoiling picks. No more.
Tomatoes.
Very good pick for the Thunder.
Okay, not gonna lie, another name that's amazing.
That would be good. That would be
Very loud sound guy. Obviously, he's a great ball handler. He can shoot, and he just tries super hard on all ends of the court. He fits perfectly. If you're genuinely worried about the ball handling and, I guess the loss of Giddey, if that is a thing, then he perfectly fills that hole.
Man, I can't wait for this pick to be revealed. It's
a good pick.
I'm satisfied with them. It's not the person I would have picked like number one on my list, but it makes sense. And I don't know, for a team that their rotation is very solidified, they don't have pressure to pick somebody that can win now. They don't got to pick an old guy. They can do some experience and out. I'm glad to see they're not scared and picking like a 24-year-old that could win now because they're the one seed and got to win in the playoffs.
Yeah, they can. They, in my opinion, were in one of the most interesting positions just because you know exactly what they needed, right, in terms of like another ball handler, another big. But rarely for a team that wasn't number one seed are you going to draft somebody in the lottery and immediately be like, hey, we're going to need you to come in and play 20, 25 minutes and be an impact player in the playoffs in the Western Conference Finals where they think that they're going to be at. So you really can't go wrong. And also, like, every time I talk about the Thunder, it's just so weird because you have all of this flexibility. So while if this pick doesn't work out, it's okay. We have 30 other chances.
I know, it just doesn't
It's fine.
matter. And even if outside of 30 picks, you have the most stacked roster in the Western Conference. If this guy doesn't contribute to you in the first 2 years, it is of little consequence. It'd be nice if this guy could earn a spot right away. But if he doesn't, you will be completely fine. Like, entirely. That's such a unique spot to be in where you have a lottery pick and you're also potentially going to be the best team in the West. It's just playing with house money.
And you have other guys on that roster. Now that Giddey's gone, you have guys that can step into that role. Giddey and Gordon Hayward is gone. Now, mind you, that's like an extra 5 minutes added to the rotation. But it is something to where now Isaiah Joe can get more time and Wiggins can get more time. Case and Wallace can get more time. So if you still want to, like if you get into training camp and the guy that you pick is like kind of raw, you have guys that you trust, have seen in playoff moments now, and are okay giving them the keys to do a little bit more. But let's see what this pick is.
What if they draft Isaiah Collier? That would be so interesting.
You know what's crazy you said that?
What?
They didn't draft Isaiah Collier, but they picked European Collier. They picked Nikola Topic.
This is exactly the kind of pick that works because for everything we just said, you have time to let him get healthy and get back to his regular form.
You know what's cool? When I started scouting this like in the past few months, I saw this guy. I watched the tape. I read the analysis. Saw everything I learned about him. My first thought is, this is who Josh Giddey would be if he was fast and as good as we hope he could be. He is a tall point guard that can pass really well, not among the best in the league, but really well, and can get into the paint and create penetration, create paint touches, create for others. Josh Giddey can pass really well and has vision, but he can't create advantages because he's not super athletic, doesn't blow by anybody, so that passing is of little consequence at times. This guy is action advantage creator. Literally is who Giddey should have been. This is like, ship Giddey out of there and bring this guy in is glove and hand fit.
Are you telling me this is Josh Giddey on a calisthenics program?
This is Josh Giddey with the Black Panther fruit. After he ate it and turned into a superhero.
Josh Giddey with vibranium?
Yeah,
damn, bro.
with an adamantium skeleton.
Yeah, this is a great pick because there's obviously no pressure. His season, his draft stock dropped a little bit because he had a partially torn ACL, and that scared a lot of teams. But I love this pick for them because obviously, like you guys said, there's no real pressure for him to do anything year one or year two, really. But if he does end up banging, you definitely can see a world in where him and Shea can coexist on the court at the same time, alleviate all the playmaking issues. And also, he has things in his game that Shea doesn't have, which is just like pure athleticism in terms of bursting straight into the rim. And I like this pick for them, bro.
Yeah. He's another one of his comps that people made was Goran Dragic, who is
He
a
was a
fantastic
demon.
player.
Is it Serbia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comp.
But Goran was
But it's real, though.
a demon 6-man.
Yeah.
This guy set up to be an incredible 6-man for a long time. And, he has potential to be a starter level player. But, you have 7 years of contract control on a team that already has J-Dub and Shea in the starting lineup. That's just really good team balance for your ball handlers.
Yeah. And
People are
Like-
spamming L. Why are y'all spamming L? Why do you hate this for the Thunder?
This is a great pick. They're hating hard.
OKC's cooking. Maybe it's only a few of you guys spamming, but this is a good pick. Spam W or L. Let me see what you guys are thinking, chat.
exactly, he can come in and again, he's going to be okay, right? Once he gets healthy. I know that I think you're higher on Cason Wallace than Isaac is. I'm kind of high on Cason in terms of like being another ball handler. But now you can just ask Cason Wallace to keep doing what he was doing last year in just more minutes, right? Because now Topic can come in and Topic can be more of the primary ball handler with that second unit, and Cason Wallace can just keep doing what he's doing. So listen, it's okay to take projects when you have the depth that Oklahoma City has.
And when
That's
your
not a
team
bad
is centered around 5 out and attacking the rim, you get one of the best drivers in the league in this draft. Because a lot of guys don't have super strong strengths in this draft. It's a lot of balanced players, a lot of guys if. We know this guy has a superpower, and that's getting to the rim and getting by people. That is his skill. It's one of the strongest skills in the draft. He probably would have been top 5 if he was completely healthy.
Who are they getting at their center? That's gonna be interesting, and that's gonna be key for them because now your guard rotation or like guard/wing rotation is very solidified. You have a lot of defense, you have a lot of playmaking, you have a lot of scoring. All it is now is you have Chet Holmgren, who's gonna play the 5, and you need somebody in reserve who can cover for 10, 12 minutes before Chet gets back on the floor. I'm very curious.
Yeah. So we ran a poll. 86% of you said W. So the people spamming L, losers. You lost. Yeah, man. It's some people said it's a neutral pick because they're scared of the injury. I get it. I understand. You don't want to draft somebody with a torn ACL. It's not exactly the best place to be. But they're also in no rush. This isn't 1992. A torn ACL isn't the end of your career. It's not doom for your athleticism. We can assume he'll be fine, especially by the time they need him to contribute. I'm not worried about the health at all.
2002, and ACL was career ending.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's like pre and post Adrian Peterson. It's like AD when you're talking about years. It's
What a season!
after Peterson.
That is crazy, bro. That is crazy.
You just changed medical science forever.
Okay, King's pick is in quick. Who's your pick?
Me personally, if I'm the Sacramento Kings, you just need to sit down and think about how are you going to create advantages. What is your team identity? This past season, they were known to be, or prior to this past season, 2 years ago, they were one of the best offenses in the entire NBA. Historic. And they lost that advantage because they remained complacent, and also they weren't one of the healthiest teams in the NBA. Now, I think you need to look for someone who's a little bit older. They re-signed Malik Monk. And in this range, I want someone who's going to, of course, be older, give me a scoring punch. I want someone who's going to give me an advantage offensively. And I think someone like Terrence Shannon Jr., who could raise his highs here, or Donta Connect. He's an elite shooter. Put him on that roster, and just let those things fly because you cannot afford to have another stinker year for someone like Kevin Huerter and this
I know
like
what you mean.
bloodbath.
You know the pick already?
I do know the pick.
Okay, cool.
If it's Devin Carter, I ain't gonna be mad.
I think for Sacramento, now personally, I think that there's not a Sacramento King name that is more Sacramento King than Jacoby Walter, right? I think that he's a Sacramento
That is so
King.
true.
It just feels right.
Yeah.
The aura. But I can see this being. Oh wait, I just see the pick. Devin
Oh,
Carter.
Pick
Devin
is
Never mind.
the least surprising pick in the entire draft so far. Devin Carter is on the Kings. This has been written in stone. The ink has been dry for like a month. We knew this guy was going to be a king.
Not gonna lie, I kind of hate the Sacramento Kings because it feels like they consistently just draft the guards for some reason. A couple years ago was off night Davion Mitchell. We don't hear about him anymore, and this is his replacement. And I think I like this guy a lot because he's so sound defensively and offensively. His impact is so known, and he can play on the court alongside De'Aaron Fox because of his size. Although like the height isn't that impressive, but bro, he's strong, stocky, solid wingspan. I like this pick for them.
You know, every draft has sleeper stars. I think back to a Donovan Mitchell, a guy who's a little bit older, fell in the draft and came out and we're like, oh, he's actually just incredibly athletic, can defend, can be a one-on-one scorer, all this stuff. Every draft has those guys, and people spend a lot of time trying to figure out who that guy is going to be. Devin Carter's a good pick for that if you're going to pick one. Going to be a great defender, can score with the ball in his hands, isn't a total non-zero shooter, isn't a horrible passer. It's like those things where you don't see him be an elite passer, but then he gets to NBA spacing, and suddenly he's diming cutters. Suddenly he's spotting up off of wide open shots that De'Aaron Fox creates for him, and he's a better shooter. You can see those things start to fall in place for a guy who was slept on, and suddenly we're looking up and his team's transformed overnight. Devin Carter can be the kind of player.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because we saw last year, like we saw Kevin Huerter have a very down year, and for the last 2 years, the Kings have been very offensive oriented, even though that Mike Brown is a defensive coach and he's wanted them to get more, involved on the defensive end. And so now, if Devin Carter is who you think he is, now you can have a finishing lineup, a closing lineup, or a dominant lineup that is more of the identity of what Mike Brown wants, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't live for an entire era on just trying to be faster than everybody, pushing the pace, be so skewed towards offense, and this brings you back a little bit towards the middle, especially when your offense took a step back.
Yeah.
The defense didn't really take that step. Now you have a player who can help you take that step and alleviate a lot of the regression that you took on offense. So it's a good pick for them.
It's also, so some people thought they wouldn't pick him after they extended Malik Monk because they kind of viewed him as Malik Monk insurance if he were to walk. So people might be surprised by this now. I kind of fuck with that because you got De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk as your starting backcourt, and then Keon Ellis and Devin Carter as your backup. That's a deep backcourt. Like, that's a lot of depth from two important positions, especially with Sabonis being the hub down low. You want to make sure you have guards that can attack off those creations advantages he brings. I like that.
Run that 3-guard lineup, man. Let me see it.
We need to see it. This is a fire pick on their end, bro. I like it. I like it a lot.
So Washington is on the clock after trading for this pick in the trade to send Deni Avdija to the Trailblazers for the 14th pick. And so, like we said, we're kind of perplexed by that. Why do you get rid of Deni Avdija? Clearly they like somebody back here in the draft, right, that they thought was worth getting rid of their young forward for. Who do you think that is?
There's only one name that genuinely makes sense. For a team that had all that tomfoolery happen to them last year,
Tomfoolery.
just like low light after low light after low light, I need someone who's going to set the table for me, someone who's going to have a real presence on the offensive end and just like get things together now that you have Alex on your team. Bilal Coulibaly, you're expecting the next step. Isaiah Collier. In my mock draft, you are a Washington Wizard.
That would be sick.
I don't hate that.
Yeah,
I don't hate that. Listen, even as high as 4, I feel like the Spurs should have been looking at Isaiah Collier at 4, because I think that a lot of what we've done over the last year is overthink Isaiah Collier.
1,000%.
And Isaiah Collier is gonna be a really, really good player, and I'm with that. I'm with that.
Yeah. Again, they have Sarr, who's going to be their building block.
Good job, Gio.
Their two-way player. They're going to play through him offensively. He didn't want to go to the Hawks because he wanted to be a featured player on offense. The Wizards are going to give that to him. Coulibaly is going to be a very complimentary defensive player that maybe develop into a slasher offensively, do some things. That is a team that is ripe for a point guard. Jordan Poole is not the answer. Jordan Poole is not your savior. I'll tell you that. He's a lot of things.
At all.
He's not your savior. Kyle Kuzma is not your savior. You need an on-ball creator. They need to pick somebody like that with this pick.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone like Isaiah Collier, there's no way he just doesn't become a productive NBA player because of his size, bigger point guard, and like we said earlier about Nikola Topic, this dude knows how to get to the rim. Although he's not the fastest, he does know his angles, and he can get there easily. The real worry and concern with him is his shot and whether that'll come around. And if you're the Washington Wizards, you're not in a position to be picky. He knows what he's doing when it comes to getting to the rim. A lot of the guys don't know how to do that on a consistent basis and find looks and be a connective piece. And I think that's why he should be this pick for sure.
Pick is in. Let's see who it is. Let's see who Adam Silver
Where are we going?
to announce. I'm reading. We don't have audio, so I'm reading lips out here.
I'll just say it as he says it. The
No.
pick, I'm saying at the same time.
I'm reading the lips.
The pick is Bud Carrington.
Oh,
Bucket.
They didn't pick the guy in Collier who was amazing going downhill, kicking.
wow.
They picked the guy in Bud Carrington who has potential to be a star because he has a rare gift for off-the-dribble shooting, obviously a valuable skill set. We know he doesn't get to the rim well. Defense is TBD, passing is TBD. but it's a pretty safe assumption he's going to be a good off the dribble shooter. That complements Alex Sarr pretty well.
I like that because when you have Bilal who's still developing, and you have Alex Sarr, who you obviously know is not going to like instantly be an offensive threat, he said, all right, we got to get a bucket somewhere. And like you still have to score points and you go and get a bucket. I like this.
So the question is, do you view this as a player that was worth trading Denny Avdija for? There's more picks in there, so it's not just 1-for-1, but this was the core of it.
I think he's a great player. Interesting name too. Bub is a fire name. First name I've never seen a Bub in my entire
Shout
life
out
until
Bub.
now, bro.
That
So
is true.
W first name for sure.
His real name is Carlton, but we're going to go by Bub.
No, Bub is cool. Please don't say that.
My bad.
Cut the
Never
audio.
Cool teacher.
But this pick is good. But me personally, I just think Isaiah Collier would have been more of a productive and beneficial pick for what the other guys on your team cannot do, which is just make simple reads, passes, and initiate offense on a consistent basis.
Here's where we're at. Next up is Miami Heat. I have to use the restroom. While I'm gone, I need y'all to discuss what the Miami Heat should do.
Ooh,
right.
oh my
Y'all
God.
got it. I'll be right back.
Please turn off your audio. Nobody wants
Please
to hear
turn
you
off-
drop
please turn off
bombs.
And I saw the Heat, I saw their logo come up,
Mm-hmm.
and I know who I want them to pick. I want them to pick Jared McCain.
The Miami Heat, if they pick Jared McCain, Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley are going to delete his TikTok account. So I don't know if I want that.
Listen, Jared McCain comes from Duke, right? They do all the little, work hard stuff, all that. He's gonna fit into Heat culture. He'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the Heat traded for, they traded for Terry Rozier, and as soon as they did it, both of us were like, oh wow, like Miami is about to be like nasty, right? Because they finally got a secondary creator. They finally got somebody who can knock down outside shots. When your top two guys are Bam and Jimmy, guys who consistently don't take threes, you need shooting, you need spacing, and that can't be on Caleb Martin and Kevin Love the whole time and Tyler Hero. If you go out and get your man McCain, you get shooting, you get secondary playmaking, you get a guy who's at least going to try hard on defense and fit in. That should be their pick right now. That's where I would go. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, they're a team to where like they just extended Bam Adebayo. They're really good on like that end of the side, on that side of the floor. Tyler Hero's still there. They just traded for Rozier, like you said, and all those reasons, like with all those reasons being said, I don't see why someone like Jared McCain wouldn't be a good fit over there. There's nothing that he could do negatively on this team other than like doing TikTok dances that I guess other players won't rock with or whatever, because Miami Heat culture is a real thing. They might break that phone.
I
day
think
one.
Jimmy would like to do TikTok dances.
Is Jimmy going to be there? Because he's going to test out free agency next year.
That's also well for this upcoming year. I think that's fair. But like Jimmy's still gonna be there. Jaime is not a great shooter, so you have to get some spacing. You have to get some shooting. You can't like the whole Heat culture thing is 100% built off of once we get to March, all of our guys are gonna turn into Steph Curry, and that's just not. It's not reliable. You need actual shooters. And I think that Jared McCain would be a really good pick for that.
I think at this point in time for the Miami Heat and the question mark in my mind now that I'm saying this, like that Jimmy Butler's future might be because he's testing free agency next year, I want someone with super high upside. You can get all the guys who are around the edges. Like I think of Jared McCain, great player, but he doesn't have all-star potential.
That's
just
who they
yet in
love
my
though.
mind.
That's who they love guys. They love guys who you don't have to like. It's not like a crazy project. And also for Miami, and as long as Pat Riley's there, they do not think, oh, we're gonna be in rebuild position.
Real quick, somebody asked for a Don Fit check. I think you should give it to him.
What you mean?
Oh, we went shopping today. Tell them about it.
I guess.
Tell me what's on the feet. Tell me what's on the feet.
You know what I'm saying? I actually forget what it's called. Jordan 2s, very underrated Jordan, right? I like Jordan 2s. They don't.
They're grandpappy shoes, but
No.
continue.
Jordan 2 lows are dope. I don't like Jordan 2 highs.
I'm a big fan of Jordan 2s. I have these wide leg pants from Zara. I got this today at Cost, very fire shirt. That's what I got on.
Okay,
Look at that.
nice.
But yeah.
What a fit.
Sounds
What a
like he
fit.
got some money.
Very
Okay,
simple.
no,
You know, some
I might be
spice, some
pocket
spice,
watching
some
here and
spice,
there,
you
but
know what I'm
okay,
saying?
I like
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
I like it. My
I told
pick
you,
prediction.
I dabble.
My pick prediction. Something that I'd like for the Miami to do is select someone like Terrence Shannon Jr. Again, this is like my second time saying his name because I think this dude has real ceiling. I don't know if he's going to be an all-star one day, but he's going to be pushing that in my eyes, because of the scoring potential, what he can do off the ball, and the size that he has, and also he's an older prospect as well. So
Why is he around though?
hey, everything is clear on his name right now.
All right, so the
and
pick is
at
in.
this point
I'm not
in
going to tell you
time,
guys who it is. What's your guess? Final guess for the Miami Heat?
Terrence Shannon Jr.
I'll go McCain.
McCain. Okay.
I'll go McCain.
I don't think you'll be upset by this pick, but I think you'll be surprised.
If it's not Terrence Shannon Jr., then it might be Tristan Da Silva.
Watch it be
who's,
Isaiah Collier.
cool. If it's Collier,
That was mocked for a while.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
They could use another point guard. For sure.
That'll be my secondary pick. I think 1 would be McCain. I think 2 would be Collier.
This is where things get super interesting, and everything is literally in the air at this point, because I have no idea who's coming up next, bro.
We're definitely at the point of the draft where like anything can happen.
Yeah.
There's no more like sure things. All like who are the best prospects available right now?
Bronny James.
Collier.
Connect.
Connect's still here. Connect is falling. People thought Connect would go like 6.
Yeah, but he's limited, and I think
Old is what he means.
no.
Grandpa.
He's limited as
He's not a great defender, and he's old.
yeah, but he can do a lot of he's not limited as an offensive
He's fine.
creator. He can
Now,
do some things.
now
He
listen.
can
Once
shoot.
we get past Miami, Philly's on the board.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's somewhere where I think
That's a
Connect
connect
could
team.
win.
Ooh, Connect could be awesome in Philly.
That's a connect team.
Dude,
for
after
sure.
the Sixers is the Lakers.
Connect
Bro,
would be great.
we are gearing up for Isaiah Collier to go to the Lakers. I love Isaiah Collier. If we can get him on the Lakers, I will be so happy. D'Lo is not long for that team. Collier is the most talented player on the board. Not the strongest fit there, being a downhill slashing point guard. I don't care. When there's a player that has that much potential, and I don't think he should have fallen this far to begin with, you absolutely take him.
Keep talking, because I'm gonna do exactly what you just did. I'm gonna turn my mic off. I'm gonna head out real quick.
Everyone's taking turns.
Exactly.
He's gonna blow that thing up.
Yeah, listen,
Mic
we're at the
off.
point now. We're at the point now where ESPN is juicing the hell out of this for advertisements. So the pick is still not in. We're waiting for Miami to formally make their pick. So yeah, man. Chat, what do you? Who has the best pick of the draft so far, chat? Let me hear that from you guys while we take this quick breakaway away from Miami.
Dude.
Who do you think?
Quick break away from the Miami Heat. Seeing what the Minnesota Timberwolves did and what Tim Conley did, just taking punch after punch and risk after risk. He's constantly heavily criticized for every move. Of course, we know what happened a couple years ago and how many picks he gave up for Rudy Gobert. Ends up paying off in dividends. And this trade right here could possibly be doing so as well. Mike Conley's still there as of right now, and he could be training Rob Dillingham and getting him up to speed in terms of how to be a professional point guard, in terms of dishing it out in all types of ways and making sure that your guys eat. They for sure, I like their pick. Now that I think about it,
Well, the pick is in now for Miami. Kel Ware. Stretch 5, who has lob threat potential, 3-point shooting potential, some defensive potential, but some motor issues. People think he has.
motor issues. Wow.
Some people think he doesn't try hard enough. That's what
Yeah.
that means. Motor issues is like,
So
damn,
fake.
where's the dog? And they think he has some issues with defense, but more like between the eyes, not necessarily size. Can he get up to speed on NBA offenses, making the right rotations, all this stuff? It's a lot of the mental aspect of development for big men that's really holding him back. But if that comes together, this is a stretch 5 that's 7 foot tall and can catch lobs.
It's complete. He's a completely different player compared to Bam Adebayo, who they just extended for massive.
Yeah.
I think this is a W pick. I'm not like absolutely in love with it, because it's like, all right, we're in the lottery. I kind of want like someone who isn't a center at this point in time, because Bam Adebayo is going to be the guy to get it done at the end of the day. But having depth at that end, you can never hate on that at all.
Who was their backup center before this? I don't even remember.
Who
Who was their backup 5 last year? Why am I drawing blanks?
All right, what happened?
Miami got Kel Ware.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Who was their backup center last year? Why can't I remember?
Look at Mike Woodson.
Why can't I remember? Who's their backup center?
I have no idea. I'm doing that research right now as you
Yeah,
speak.
can you get the depth chart?
Why am I
Because-
drawing blanks? I don't remember at all.
Who played center for Miami?
I don't know, but clearly they needed another one if you can't remember who it was. Shout at them. There's some guards available. Like I said, everybody kind of mocked Isaiah Collier going here, because logically they could use a point guard in this roster after losing Gabe Vincent, losing Max Strus, kind of trying to cobble that together. They're down guard depth year
Wow.
over year.
Thomas Bryant.
Oh yeah, Thomas Bryant. Great pick. Fantastic pick. We're eliminating Thomas Bryant minutes. We bring in 7'1" Thomas Bryant, who can shoot just as good, has a better ceiling because we know what Thomas Bryant is. Fantastic pick.
This man gets
Okay.
to move from Indiana to Miami.
Wow. Talk about a level up
This
in
the
life,
winner
bro.
of the night.
The winner of the draft.
The winner of the
Hello
night,
there.
man.
He gets to learn from Jimmy Butler on how to grift for fouls. Oh, we're in there. He's gonna be a bucket.
Now context behind this pick and how bad their center depth was and has been over the last few years, actually, now that I think about it, great pick. He offers a lot of optionality.
I can't believe we forgot about Thomas Bryant. That's hilarious.
He's such a forgettable player because it's like, why is Thomas Bryant in your mind? Great player, again, like stretch 5 or whatever, but come on now, man. Let's be real.
Dude, I wish he would have fell to the Lakers. Kelly Ware is such an interesting player because this is another one that's like pure ceiling play. There's a world.
This is perfect.
There's a world where these motor issues and these defensive rotation issues, all this stuff, holds him back, and we're looking at like, not to call anybody James Wiseman, but there's James Wiseman potential. There's a world where that happens, and there's also a world where this is Derek Lively with a jump shot, and we're like, wow, the Miami Heat just got the steal of the draft.
If there's any team that's gonna challenge you to play hard, it's gonna be Miami.
Nah,
and
dude,
so like we're gonna find out so quickly whether or not he's gonna make it.
And you know what else? They wouldn't draft somebody with motor issues. They clearly don't believe that to be true.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Their pre-draft initiation, their pre-draft workout is literally them just circling around each prospect, hoodies on, and they're breaking his knees, breaking his ankles, bro.
Anytime he stops and
Like it's
catches
a
a breath, they run suicides. Anytime he stops and puts his hands on his knees, they're just like, shame,
Yeah.
shame.
But
No, that's a good pick.
I like this.
Okay, I have a lot of faith in Miami's scouting department that if a player has personal issues and hard work ethic issues, and the Miami Heat choose you, I think those issues were false to begin with. They know how to identify character, and they value that more than anybody. You know, they let you hear about their goddamn culture every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They don't pick people that don't belong in there. So that makes me think those issues were all made up.
And this is obviously a bet that like Rozier is going to come back, have a full offseason with the team, get healthy, and that he's going to be everything that they thought he was going to be whenever they traded for him. So like, I'm okay.
This is a great pick.
Yeah, this is good.
Where is Connect going to go? We have 2 teams
Philly.
coming up in Philly and the Lakers, both of which in win now mode with MVP level players, well, superstars in their teams that can win now and should be contending in their conference. Connect is 23 years old, ready to play now. People say he's like KCP or Desmond Bain. Listen, I thought he was going to go high because I thought we learned from Desmond Bain that if a guy is old and is highly effective, you pick him high. It looks like we're looking at another Desmond Bain situation.
Yeah, for the Philadelphia 76ers, they quite literally have like no one on the roster outside of like 2 or 3 people, which is like Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. So complete fresh start. Have to assume they might re-sign Kelly Oubre or Batum or one of those guys, you know? But I think right now Connect is the safest pick because he 110% guarantees you that spacing. Of course, he's a little older coming out of Tennessee. He's 22, 23 years old, and he has an NBA ready body already. And if, again, you're going to have leeway to draft someone who's not the greatest at defense, having a 7-1 center like Joel Embiid right behind you, I think you can afford that.
He could start for the Sixers, honestly, as their shooting guard. They were playing Buddy Hield in the playoffs. Is there a world where Connect's better than Buddy Hield day one?
Probably.
I mean, it's hard to be good day one. You know, end of the day, he's old, but he's still a rookie. So maybe not, but by the end of the rookie year, I think that's doable.
Yeah, I think, and listen, like he showed a lot of stuff in terms of like getting his own shot, and then also being able to just move around. Like he's not this like stand still, you know, spot up shooter. Like he can move around on the floor, and so when you're playing off of Joel Embiid, that is absolutely necessary, right? When Tyrese Maxey is running all over the floor, being able to relocate and move around and catch these passes in stride, like that's great.
Chat, I see you guys.
What are they saying?
Go to hell.
What are they saying?
One guy said Isaac has thick thighs, and now they're all spamming BBL Isaac.
BBL Isaac. Oh my God. What the hell?
I see all of you in the chat. I hate you all.
Oh my God. Whoa, hold on. Is there something that we don't know?
And they're not
about
just
Isaac?
spamming it. They are spamming. It is everywhere.
They're calling you Isaac Gutierrez again?
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
I actually don't think. Wait, did they ever say that?
Yeah, they did. Don't worry, he didn't bring
That
that
was a
up.
while ago.
That wasn't the original. Ooh, okay. Philly's
man.
pick is in.
Is it Jared McCain? Obviously, that wouldn't be a bad pick either, but I think there's a little bit of redundancy between him and Tyrese Maxey.
Think so. Why is that?
Really?
Similar size, and
Yeah.
also he's like a worse version of Tyrese Maxey in my mind. Doesn't have the speed, doesn't have the creation, but he can shoot.
Yeah.
Similar size, and, you know, like, good defender as well.
Is Philly ready for a guy like Jared McCain?
Are they ready for him? Too much aura?
Philly fans?
Too much aura for?
I don't know if Philly fans would be getting down with Jared McCain like that.
Listen, sports fans in general aren't ready for Jared McCain, as we found out. I see your point. Are we getting another Caleb Williams situation? I
Exactly.
fucking hope not. But
Caleb Williams.
Jared's gonna be a good player. I feel very confident in Jared's ability to be a contributing role player to a team. Like, I don't know if he has a super high ceiling as some of the Collier that's left, but I think his floor is immense. He's gonna be a great shooter. I think he'll hold his own defensively. He can create off the
That's
dribble a
a
little
big
bit.
change from Connect.
That's a lot of money.
Did he buy that chain thinking he was gonna go top 10?
All right. Hopefully
It
not.
was like, man, I can pay this back easy.
Tough suit, tough suit.
Man, that drop off.
Now you have multiple payments on your credit card.
They're still going. How long are they going to do this?
Oh, BBL Isaac is crazy.
They haven't stopped.
Oh man, I really hope this pick is Dalton Knecht.
You know what's funny, y'all? So,
I hope
y'all,
it is too.
I'm going to talk to the chat real quick. As you can see on the screen right now, your chat isn't on here. You guys aren't there. Typically, you are when we stream. You're not on the screen right now because we are broadcasting this to several other channels other than the Deep Threes YouTube channel. And I can't trust you guys to be able to be brand appropriate and be shown on House of Highlights. So that's why you're not on the screen
This
right
was
now.
an
do shit
executive
like this.
made decision, bro. This cannot happen whatsoever. We had the option to go ahead and put him on there.
Oh, it was my decision. And I chose
You
right.
said no, bro.
Because I knew you guys would do some shit like this.
They're
and I
trying to
was
mess up the money.
I know you too well. You guys are insane.
Yeah.
Love y'all though.
But that's great. This pick is in. And the Philadelphia 76ers have selected Jared McCain.
Wow. Okay. Not a bad pick.
It's not a
play alongside
it's
their
not a
guys.
bad it's not a bad pick. You get some more shooting. I'm with you. I think that they should have went Connect just that they have a little bit more size. But yo, Jared McCain is knocked down. So this is and again when you are playing off of Embiid, just having shooting, having spacing works. They tried to go get a spacer and Buddy Hield. You saw that he was good for about 20 minutes in the playoffs in game 5 or in game 6. That's about it. That was a fail. And so now you have another shooter coming in who could play a little bit on ball, create a little bit. That's a good pick for Philly. Good for them.
Jared McCain's just one of those players who can literally play anywhere in the league because of his skill set, not needing the ball necessarily to go ahead and make an impact. Defense is there. He has good size to him. And I don't envision many scenarios where he cannot play on an NBA court whatsoever. So I think this is a safe pick for sure.
Hey, Philly, be nice to Jared, man. be nice to Jared.
Jared's a great guy.
He has the crop suit jacket right now, right?
He put that shit on.
He did.
We had him in our draft interview podcast a couple weeks ago, and he said he had some in store. Do you think that he fulfilled that hype?
I do.
He had a good suit. He had a good suit on. Look at that.
Yeah.
Listen, the chest is out, which is a gamble to take. As you got the waterworks out, he's happy to be here. That's a good suit.
I agree.
Chest out. It's kind of crop. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. He put that shit on.
He's
He
an
put that
NBA.
shit on.
Listen, it's an NBA mariachi look. It's okay. But this is good.
I love this
This-
pick for
yeah,
them.
this is good.
Can't go wrong at all.
We're at the point now where we're past the lottery. We're past halfway. Now you start feeling bad for guys, right? Now you start feeling bad for guys like Dalton Knecht. See, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Do this, and I'm not sure.
All right,
I'm
so
not sure.
the Lakers are on the clock.
Who are they picking? Who do you want them to pick?
It's your time to shine.
Isaiah Collier would be cool.
That would be nice.
Dalton Knecht is right there, and listen, they need shooting.
Can Collier wait one more pick?
For the Magic? Oh, Collier goes to the Magic? That'd be dope.
Can we?
Not really.
Yes.
The
Why not?
spacing is nasty. Of course, I like him as a passer, but you need to prioritize spacing first and foremost.
There's plenty of ways to get spacing. They also need to prioritize passing and point guard play and not making Paolo Banchero be the point guard for the team. I think he can do it good enough. He can put up good numbers and try hard. That's not a good position for him to be in long term, I don't think. I don't think he needs to be this point forward, being the primary ball creator. They need legitimate playmaking on their team.
You're taking a massive gamble on Isaiah Collier and his passing turnaround. They just drafted Isaiah Collier last year, and Caleb Williams. I said Caleb Williams.
You
my
said
bad.
all the wrong names. Anthony
Yeah,
Black.
Anthony Black. My bad. I said Caleb Williams. I don't
tried
know why I'm
several
thinking about
times.
footballs.
You almost said Cole Anthony. You almost said Caleb Williams. You said
I said the right guy though. We're still. Listen, we're here. We're here. Point is, they need someone with shooting. They drafted a non-shooting point guard last year in Anthony Black,
True.
and I don't think going Isaiah Collier, another point guard back-to-back who can't shoot, is the wisest decision just yet. I know they're so pissed that Jared McCain's gone though. I'll be mad.
Yeah, listen, there's some options. Maybe if the Lakers pass up on Connect, pencil it in. He is a member of the Orlando Magic.
Yes.
That will be such an easy pick for them. They will be somersaulting. They will be doing cartwheels in just euphoria for the fact they got Dalton Knecht at the 18th pick.
Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, he's just another dude who can shoot, and they need that badly, bro.
See, the Lakers could go Holmes. That could be an interesting pick as a power forward / center. That could be a stretch 5, play alongside AD or at the bench. They could go Collier and get another point guard. They could go Connect. earlier they were liking Jacoby Walter a lot,
Yeah.
which I'd rather have the guys I mentioned, but I wouldn't be heated
Not a
at
bad
Jacoby
pick.
Walter. I wouldn't be mad. Tristan Da Silva is a big forward who can shoot, which always fits well with any winning team. Interesting lot here.
Tristan Da Silva actually makes more and more sense now I think about it because he is. I don't know if they can necessarily wait on someone like a Holmes to go ahead and develop on the defensive end, and I don't know. I think they very much.
I see the pick.
Oh, and
I
he's
know the
happy.
pick.
And he's happy, and it's Dalton Connect. I love it.
I'm not telling you who it is. Listen, I'm gonna be. There's a lot of players I'll be happy with, so there's no way for you to guess who it is immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Holmes. I know you said wait on him. He's old. He's 22 as well. We'll see how that. Development curves are different for older players. They're not all ready-made products, but some of them are. And I think having a stretch 5 next to AD in some minutes and also with the bench could be really good. But man, it's hard to pass up on some of the other guys that are available.
They have at this
Yo,
point
they're
in
still
time-
going spam. Now they're saying your guys' names. It's BBL Mo and BBL Don in the chat right now. They haven't stopped. We're like 10 minutes in.
You guys, all
is why
the
we can't
executives
trust you.
are
This is why we
looking
can't
at
trust
you right now, and they're looking at your usernames, and you guys are selling us bad.
You are a suspect.
Absolutely, bro. Oh man, for the Los Angeles Lakers, I don't think there's no bad pick in this region right now with all the touted prospects around this range for sure.
If I was them though,
Not a
like,
bad pick at all.
some of their picks in previous years have felt like like projects, and then when
For sure.
and when you have LeBron and AD, and obviously like LeBron is aging,
Mm-hmm.
when you get to this part, a lot of the guys are older as it is. I would love to see them pick an older player like a Dalton Connect so that you can actually get some production.
What do you think Stephen A. Smith is screaming about right now? We can't hear the audio. Y'all at home that are watching ESPN, Stephen A. Smith is yelling about some shit. What do you think it is?
Okay, so Stephen A. is probably he's probably talking about how the Lakers need to do
Probably
everything.
about
everything
JJ
that
Redick
they're
or
doing.
something like that.
This team is so far away. They did everything under the sun. It's probably something outlandish. The pick is in. Dalton Connect is the Lakers pick.
Nice.
That's a great pick for them. That's a great. This is exactly what I'm saying. You need to get somebody who can come in day one and contribute when you are trying to make a push for the title. And listen, you get a white boy who can shoot. You just hired a white boy who can shoot as your coach. This is mentorship at its finest. This is awesome.
Hey, this is white squared. We're in there. This is generational white.
You talking about
every level.
player development to a T. To a T.
They got Rob Pelinka, shooter. Jamie Buss is, I think, head of their scouting department.
Yep.
Probably a shooter. He fits the other description. Every level of the organization, we got white shooters. What can go wrong?
Yo, JJ Redick setting the standard. Here we go. This is a new era, bro. I love it. I love
But
it.
no, this is amazing. I mean,
He can play day one.
this is a player that nobody expected to be here for the Lakers. Maybe he doesn't have the biggest ceiling in the world, right? He's an older guy. It doesn't matter. The Lakers need quality players in there. They have a new coach who's going to preach modern basketball. He did his first presser. He said math like 4 times. He's like, listen, I'm going to use analytics. I'm not a dummy. We're playing modern basketball. You need shooting when you have modern basketball. They were bottom 3 in the league in three-point percentage. And I mean, not three-point percentage, three-point rate. They were not hoisting threes because they did not have a lot of volume shooters. Here you go. This is the fix of that right away for their bench. It's perfect.
The Lakers were playing lineups with 4 power forwards last year.
Rui Hachimura, your minutes are burned.
Cam Reddish, say goodbye. It's over.
They were leaning on Cam Reddish and Torian Prince.
People are spamming L's. You're out of your mind. If you
This is
think
a
L.
good pick. This is a good pick.
This is a great pick.
Yeah, not only
Why
is
did
he
you put
just
Kobe
like
on this?
solely a shooter, he can do some stuff on the ball, and he's
Oh,
not overly
bunnies.
reliant just on simply being a shooter. Like we're seeing right here, he has his creation is very underrated, and I think his ceiling. I'm not gonna say he has all-star potential, or whatever, because the defense is really lacking, and also the creation isn't all-star levels, but he is definitely a very quality player, and I think he's a similar player to Austin Reeves, ironically enough.
You think so?
Yeah,
Oh my
for sure.
goodness.
Probably a stronger shooter on the perimeter, but
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
I
A little bit bigger.
realized
What?
that it's going to be Connect and Austin Reeves.
Oh, we're building something here. We got some shit flowing.
This is Isaac's kind of team.
Yeah, you must be happy as hell.
We're playing fundamental basketball, sneaky athletic basketball.
Sneaky athletic.
The type of guy you want to take home to mom basketball. We're doing it all.
Oh, we're getting nasty, bro.
All the stereotypes bring them to us. This is going to be great.
This is awesome.
Yeah, what a surprising pick, man.
It's not that surprising to me, man. Like, to be honest with you, this is the most obvious pick at this
I
point.
just surprising he fell.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like when I was thinking through options as a Lakers fan, I never once thought Dalton Connect would be there.
I ain't gonna lie. I can't wait till he plays like 3 summer league games. Laker Nation's out of their mind about him, and they come up with the craziest, nastiest nickname for him.
You know what's great? He's gonna dominate the shit out of summer league too. Being a grown man playing 19-year-olds, he's gonna go stupid.
Yeah, we're like 2017, like Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma type stuff.
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma. His grown ass is out there dominating teams too. It's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
I need to hear him talk.
You think he has a little twang to his accent
Just a little bit, and I don't
because
know.
of the chain?
That's a big chain.
Listen, I'm not here to make any wild assumptions, but the chain tells me that he sounds a certain
I'll make
way.
a mild assumption.
Exactly.
I'll do a little bit of reaching.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. But yeah, I will be tuned into his presser.
So where did the Magic go? Like you said, they need shooting, they need playmaking, they need a lot of stuff.
Isaiah Collier.
They
At
also
this point
keep in mind
time-
this GM that's been there for years. I think the same one is obsessed with size and length. If there is somebody 6'9" or above, a wing, gimme.
Yeah, at this point in time, if he's there, go for talent at this point, like Isaiah Collier, whatever. Hope the shooting comes around. It's not like he's not a non-zero. He's something from that range, but he's not consistent. But at this point in time, you have so many holes. Two of the biggest holes is, of course, shooting and playmaking, because all the responsibility is on Paulo, like you said. Fill one of those and take care of your shooting in the offseason. I don't hate it.
Someone said he should wear number 4. Some people call him Connect 4.
That's
That would be so
We're
tough.
already
hard.
in our bags. I love this,
That's
bro.
hard. I
That would
like
be
that.
so tough.
I like that. That's really good.
This is the analyst that I need right now.
Shout out whoever commented that. I missed your name. I think it was Chimpanzee the Crayon. Yeah, that's his name.
Wow.
Shout out Connect 4.
Yeah.
Is 4 available? Nobody in the Lakers was 4, do they?
I don't know. You
I
guys
think
have so many retired jerseys.
No, because Caruso was out there wearing 4, so it should be available. But yeah, for the Magic, like even if Collier can't shoot, so what? None of your other point guards can. Like you might as well take somebody who can, like you said, who can do the other things. And if you run this lineup of like Collier, Suggs, Franz, and Paolo, and all them, like you're taking a step in the right direction. And you need a point guard. Keep throwing as many darts as possible to try and get a point guard. And now they are making the pick. And they are taking who?
Ooh, this is going to be so interesting.
Who is
They're
the
picking
pick?
Tristan Da Silva with the 18th overall pick.
It's a nice pick.
People have compared him to Kyle Anderson. He's a very all-around wing that can contribute. Another older guy that's here because maybe of a lack of a ceiling, but people feel very confident he'll be a contributing big wing. Interesting fit, right? You know, because that's kind of all they have going for them is big wings right now. So they're going strength on strength. They said, we don't like the point guards available. We don't like the shooters available. Give us a guy who we know is going to be good and builds our strength on the wings. Apply that depth we have in the starting lineup with Franz and Paolo to the bench and keep size out there at all times and double down on our identity. I don't hate it.
It's not a bad route to go. If you're not in love with the player that Isaiah Collier is, considering like your roster construction, the context behind that, this is a good pick. Why not go ahead and hone in on what got you to the first round of the playoffs when no one expected you to be that? This is a great pick, bro. Like, he has no real weakness other than like not being excellent as an athlete or as a creator, but he's what, 21, 22 years old, and he can play day one and contribute to this team, which is what you need, bro.
The reason you don't double down is because you saw what it looks like in the playoffs. Like you saw that it's Paolo, and I think for them, like, yes, you are expecting Franz to have a bounce back year shooting wise, but yo, like all of your guards, none of your guards are shooters. Like you guys were relying on Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs to consistently knock down threes. And even though that Suggs took a leap forward, I don't want him to be the best shooter in my backcourt.
I don't know, y'all might have forgot something, but just real quick, Dalton Connect is a Laker, by the way.
Yeah, we know.
Just thought you should remind you guys.
Are you happy?
Just thought I should remind you real fast.
All right, so Toronto's at
I seriously thought you had a moment of like Alzheimer's where I was like, all right, dude, come on now.
I just want you to know that my team's having a better night than yours.
Anyway,
yours, not than mine.
the Toronto Raptors. This team is so interesting because they're in this rebuilding phase, and they had.
Hey man, is Dalton Connect
Other
better
than-
than Isaiah, than
other-
Zachary Ricochet? I think he might be better than him long term.
Other than the Toronto Raptors and having solidified Scotty Barnes and I guess Emmanuel quickly, because he did have a really good second half of the year when he was let loose, where do you see them fulfilling all these other voids?
This is Collier. He's been mocked here for weeks. Collier.
He 110% should be there because they have no natural point guard. Although I love Emmanuel quickly,
Yeah.
great player, bucket getter, not his natural position.
Combo guard. Yeah. Interesting. They are a team with a lot of versatility, right? Scotty Barnes is one of the more versatile players in the league. RJ Barrett is coming alive on the wing. Looks to be resurrecting his career with them. Quickly, like you said, combo guard. It's a lot of combo this, complementary that. I don't really know if they can fill the need they need, but they need another creator, I think. They need somebody that Quickly and Barrett can play off of. Smells like Isaiah Collier to me.
It's so crazy how far he's falling. Like, I guess the mocks did have him around this range, so it's not that much of a shocker. But his strengths are so clear and day, and in a draft where there's like so many question marks, you would think that a team would hone in on this like immediately. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Real quick while we're waiting, Zach Edey's on the Grizzlies. I don't think we talked about that enough.
We did it,
Jaren Jackson is going to be able to cover up for Zach Edey's defensive flaws.
which is gonna be amazing.
You know how dumb you have John Morant's downhill gravity and Zach Edey setting screens? Remember how important Steven Adams screens were for him because an amazing screen setter? Zach Edey's the best screen setter I've ever seen. He's massive.
This dude is a Zach Edey bunch. Oh my goodness, bro. We get it. You love
John
him.
Morant is going to feast. This is so I know people counterintuitively will think that he's not a spacer traditionally, that this would be bad for a slashing point guard. This is going to be so good for John Morant. If you run a pick and roll with these two, you can't throw bodies at John Morant. And you need to be able to throw aggressive coverages or he's going to blow by your drop coverage. And if you do that, Zach Edey is a roller that has a just gigantic range for catching a lob or whatever. That's going to be a deadly combination at the rim.
Yeah, that dump off pass, because it's not going down. Again, it's going up here. That's gonna be amazing. Zach Edey's gonna get so many just easy points down low.
You know
Honestly,
those memes where it's like,
Shout out Memphis, man.
you know those football memes where it's like, screw it, so-and-so's down there somewhere?
Yeah.
Screw it, Zach Edey's somewhere. Toss that up. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be a crazy style of play with a smart coach, too.
Yeah, honestly, I
They're
can't.
back in the mix.
I can't envision a better team fitting for Zach Edey than the than the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah. Man.
Okay.
So it wasn't Klingon, but it was Edey. Do you guys view the Grizzlies as being in like the top 3 teams in the West next year, knowing they got their center position filled and John Morant's back?
3. So my top 2 would be Denver and Oklahoma City.
Naturally.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
easily could be.
It's going to be them and Dallas in that range.
Yeah,
And I trust Memphis more than Dallas.
I trust Dallas a good deal. They made the finals, but I see what you mean. We're going to see Ja and Smart together for the first full season. Desmond Bane. And then you have the defense. You have Jaren Jackson and Edey. Like, is Edey going to start? He has to, right?
Yeah.
He's 20,
He
22.
probably would.
This team matches up so well against every single team in the Western Conference. Like, there's not a single team out there that you're like uncomfortable with them facing any scenario whatsoever.
And I feel like we've done a really good job over the last like year and a half, 2 years of trying to stay as patient and calm when it comes to talking about Ja Morant. And people will like forget how good Ja Morant is whenever he's healthy. And we saw this year, whenever he came back from suspension, instantly, game 1, hits a game winner. He comes in, they go 6-3, right? They're on a nice winning pace, and then he gets hurt. It's been a while since we've seen Ja Morant consistently be great. I think that now that he's healthy, Jaren Jackson, like the whole squad is healthy. You have a defensive guard in Marcus Smart. You have the lob threat, the interior threat in Zach Edey. This is the perfect time for Memphis to make their push back up. Because even though that Dallas, like I do think that Dallas is probably going to be a top 4 seed in the West. The rest of the West is good, not great. There's a lot of people stacked up in the middle.
Yeah.
There's a very clear opening for anybody to jump up to the 3 spot, the 4 spot, and go take that seed. I don't see any reason why Memphis can't be that. So they are a top 3 team going into in the West going into next year.
The West is going to be nuts again. We got the old teams and the Lakers and Phoenix are going to be in the mix. They're going to be competing. Whatever happens to the Clippers and Paul George, the teams you mentioned.
New Orleans.
God,
Sorry, Sacramento. You guys are not.
you're like the 10th team.
You guys,
Ugh.
listen. Houston is going to be back in the mix as well. Is San Antonio going to make a push?
They're going to be good. They're not winning like 20 or whatever games. Like, that's impossible.
What's the
when you
ceiling for
have-
San Antonio?
It's very annoying how much they milk these commercial breaks towards the end of this draft. Like, God, get on with it.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know. Another underrated pick for the Toronto Raptors is Tyler Kolek. He is an undersized guard, and with their infatuation with just naturally having size, I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would go there, but good passer, good facilitator, small guard, doesn't have a great wingspan. He's like 6'2" or whatever. But we've seen plenty of times where small guards do make an impact in this league, and he has those tools and abilities. And if he can get away with being small, then it's a team like the Toronto Raptors.
The pick is in, and that pick is Jacoby Walter.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Listen, they think he's a good player, a good shooter that can contribute around their players. Like, we're at the point in the draft where if you think a guy's just going to be good, you pick him.
Yeah.
I don't like this pick.
Okay,
Why not?
Tell me why.
Jacoby Walter, his game is good. Like, there's no negative about his game, really, and he can shoot. He has some creation chops and whatnot. Not really a facilitator, not really a playmaker like that. He's just buckets. That's what you think of him, and also he's not like an absolute cone on the defensive end. But for this team, I don't make this move unless you have serious questions about someone like RJ or Emmanuel quickly. And
I have serious questions about RJ Barrett. Like, I know that he played well, and he
fits the play style 110%.
That's what I'm saying. Like, RJ played well, and he stepped into the role, and he did fantastic. But do we actually believe that RJ Barrett is going to consistently be a really good shooter for the rest of his career? I'm not sure about that. And so now, like, you drafted your man Grady Dick last year to have some shooting. You once again go get Jacoby Walter some more shooting around a point guard that you believe in Emmanuel Quickley, and Scotty Barnes, who can do a lot of everything on the offensive end. I don't hate this to put more shooting and more spacing around Scotty Barnes.
I don't hate
man.
it.
Dalton Connect is a Laker.
All right, bro. Like, come on now.
Someone nerf him. Hey, Anwar, cut this guy's mic off. Good grief. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors.
This is a good.
It's a solid pick. I don't absolutely love it, but hearing your concerns, I understand it.
He's also he's the 19th pick in the
Yeah,
draft.
exactly. And 19 is cool, right? P was projected early in the draft process to be like a late lottery pick. So if people have the concerns you have, this that kind of shows that he fell a little bit more to make up for that.
Yeah.
Should be a good high floor player, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be a very productive NBA player. He's going to have like a 10-year career. Guys like him are just around because of his archetype and the spacing that he provides, the size that he has as well, and him not being a liability on the court just goes like a long way naturally. So I like this pick.
Next up is the Cavs. What a weird situation the Cavs are in. It doesn't seem like they're going to trade any of their guys, right? They're going to run it back with their core four under a new coach and hope somebody that has a better idea of how to run a basketball team can get more out of them, which we want them to blow it up, but I think it's more like just the fucking thirst for transactions. Because 2 years ago, we had faith in this core for the most part. They had an off year, and we're all like, get rid of them. I don't hate the idea of keeping them together, but how do you supplement their weaknesses right now at pick 20?
Me personally, I think, of course, like the Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland pairing does concern you because of the defense and all this other stuff. And Darius Garland and his ability to just like disappear seemingly and look not as connective as he usually does is concerning. But something that's even more concerning is a Jared Allen and Evan Mobley pair. And I look for someone who can alleviate those pains and throw a little bit more juice onto there. And that's why me personally, if I were them, I would pick De'Ron Holmes. I think he does a lot of things that neither of these bigs can do, obviously, which is space the floor. And whoever you pick doesn't really matter between Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. De'Ron Holmes is someone who can be on the court pretty much at all times.
You think adding another big into that rotation, obviously, like he's versatile, so it could work. But do you think that adding another big to their rotation would help right now?
Yeah. Oh no, Tristan Thompson minutes are gone. It doesn't really matter, bro.
Yeah. Interesting place they're in. We actually have the next 2 draft picks spoiled already. These guys are going crazy.
Shams is in his bag right now. Someone nerf him.
All right, let's talk about it. We're at 20. It's fine.
Well, for people back home, we'll wait. But yeah, so we know they have their front court. They have their back court. It's all about in between, right? Their wings. They got Strus. They have Isaac Okoro. After that, it's pretty thin. So I would assume that's kind of what they're going for, right? Because if they feel confident that the front court and back court of these quote-unquote stars is worth keeping together, you got to supplement that. You got to give them the best position to succeed, and that starts and ends with shooting.
Yeah, Isaac Okoro, although he made like a sizable leap offensively on when it comes to shooting, throughout the entirety of the season last year, he still was left open, and he was given like the Ben Simmons treatment. They're like anybody else. Like every time he shot the ball, folks were like, he's with us, and he shot like 28% from the 3-point line. And so, with that being said, if they went ahead and did decide to go ahead and choose a guard or someone on that wing, again, Terrence Shannon Jr. has a strap on him, and I think he's a type of wing that has a combination of everything that the rest of the guys on their squad doesn't have. Karis LeVert, Isaac Okoro put the best in their game into one player, and I think you're looking at Terrence Shannon Jr.
Someone said Reed Shepherd after a month in the Rockets. It's an Ian music video.
That's quality, bro. That's quality, bro.
Shout out Kofi.
I was wondering, I'm like, dude, are you jamming out mid like stream? What's going on?
I'm just imagining Reed Shepherd singing this. Look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I probably hate me too. It's just Reed Shepherd.
Reed
You look
Shepherd's
alike,
parents
too.
would be so disappointed if they saw that.
Kentucky born, damn, what a shame. That's quality, bro. I love it.
Okay, so the real question though with Cleveland is, do you draft a player to supplement the people that you have, or do you grow up and trade one of the big four? Because I think that in the playoff series against the Knicks and basically the entirety of last season, you understood that while this can be good, it doesn't work optimally. Like, it's not ideal to have all four of those guys on the floor at the same time. And if you think that, bringing in a new coach is going to instantly change everything, that's fine. But I think that you're also still putting a lot of pressure or responsibility on Evan Mobley to grow as an offensive piece. Jared Allen's going to be Jared Allen, so there's that. But, there's a lot of, tandems that you need to work and that you need to click. And it just feels like a lot. It just feels like a lot to ask of everybody when you can trade one of them and probably get a more seamless fit and have more defined roles in what you're doing.
Another interesting player that could be picked up for them around this range is Keyshawn George. Someone who can do a lot, isn't necessarily gonna change your life, but has the versatility to open up other aspects of the game and has also the length to play alongside Max Strus and Jared Allen or Evan Mobley play that kind of swing four spot that we see nowadays. He's someone who can help create advantages, certain things that, again, Max Strus can't do because he's not a creator like that, and that could be a possible option for them at this range.
Thank you.
Lie, y'all.
That commercial break was long.
I know, they are milking this. Good
Yeah.
Lord. This pick is hilarious.
If it's Isaiah Collier, then I'm gonna puke.
Funnier.
It's funnier.
Is it
Come to the podium.
Is
it
Bronny
Ky-
James? That would be hilarious.
They're only wings. Isaac Okoro, Max Strus. They drafted Jalen Tyson, whose pro comp in every single analyst mock draft is Isaac Okoro. They got another one.
Jalen Tyson. Hold on, no. This is actually a great pick. Because someone like Jalen Tyson, I wouldn't compare him to Isaac Okoro. I genuinely think that's disrespectful as hell.
Okay.
Because he does have he is a good shooter, and he's someone who, again, can fill in all the gaps. I don't think he's necessarily an explosive athlete. And to be honest with you, he seems like when I see him, I see shades of someone like a Paul Pierce. Just think of someone who's not the most athletic, but he's gonna get his buckets in the most ethical way possible.
Yeah. Well, listen, they need
He's a
wings.
great player.
They picked
Great
the best
player.
wing they could.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious that every time I see a draft mock, it says shades of Isaac Okoro.
That's disgusting. That's wildly off. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So they're just, you got one Isaac Okoro?
Yeah.
Here's one more for you.
That's genuinely so disrespectful, bro. Jalen Tyson is genuinely a great player to have, and he's again an older rookie coming into
Which
the
is
season.
fine. Which
And
is fine at
also-
this point in the draft.
Yeah, and also he's a dog, and he's gonna eat up those minutes. He can shoot, he can facilitate. That's another underrated thing about his game as well. And he's obviously not scared of contact, and he can, of course, initiate offense when needed. I think this is a tremendous pick.
Good.
I
for
love
them.
this.
Yeah, they need the wing help, but if you're confident he'll be that good, good for them. They need wings, and they address that in the most direct way they possibly could.
Yeah, he's an absolute dog. This is great for them.
Sometimes people have types. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just keep going back to your type. You keep going back to what works. And they clearly like Isaac Okoro. And again, they got themselves another one, so it's fine.
It's so nasty, bro. Whoever did that is so extremely
It's
lazy
fine.
and just don't know what's going
Now
on.
the Pelicans, though. The Pelicans are on the clock.
Ooh.
Apparently, we already know their pick. I think that here, we can go Collier. I think here we can, if you for some reason don't like Isaiah Collier, you can go Kolek. I think that you can get some guards that can actually run a team and run an offense, and then you don't have to have C.J. McCollum be basically like your lead ball handler if you are going to keep C.J.
Yeah.
And I think those two guys would be fantastic.
Kenny Atkinson just agreed on his 5-year deal with the Cavs.
Nice.
He's
Nice.
officially the coach.
Nice. We knew that.
5-year deal. That was just a small detail, but it's
Yeah.
going to be 5 years.
Okay, that's
Nice.
good.
Makes sense. That pick even makes more sense considering the background of Kenny Atkinson and, the motion offense that he's been around over the last few years. I love that pick.
So the Pelicans. I feel like the Pelicans are one of our most discussed teams. They have a gaping hole at point guard and an even bigger gaping hole at center now that Jonas Valanciunas is an unrestricted free agent. Which hole you want to see him fill? Because they got to pick one of them.
I'm taking the point guard.
Nah, me personally, I think it's a lot easier to pick up a point guard who can handle those responsibilities. That you can get that's an abundance in today's playing field. Something that's not is big players who can stretch out the floor and not be completely unplayable or cone like Jonas Valanciunas is. And there's only so many players like that available in the market today. And in this NBA draft, the only guy who's like that is DaRon Holmes.
I'll take that. I really like DaRon Holmes. I think that he is a very, very good prospect. I told you guys, when I see him, I feel like if you added like 15 to 20 attribute points to Precious Achiuwa, that would be DaRon Holmes. And that's a great player, right? That's a great player to have. So I wouldn't be upset with that. I would go in a different direction because I think that New Orleans has to switch it up. I think that either CJ or BI is going to go. Now, if you trade BI and you think that you can get a guard back, then okay, go with Holmes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but if you are a little bit unsure and you kind of want to keep this core together, I mean at least keep BI and Zion together, go get the guard and then you can kind of reset and like the point Zion thing could be, what it is, where it's more of like a secondary thing.
Yeah. I think that makes a ton of sense. And the only thing I can think of that makes more sense is the fact that Dalton Knecht is a Laker. I'm sorry, I couldn't say it with a straight face.
You think you're funny. Can you tell us what Adam Silver is saying?
The pick is Missy. They're going with the center. Baylor's
Whoa!
hyper-athletic center.
They're not taking. Are you serious?
I'm serious. You look like somebody just shot a dog. You look horrible.
No, that is shocking to me. That is so shocking to me.
All right.
I wasn't expecting this pick.
Let's get some athletes, man.
Exactly.
Let's get some athletes. Yeah. Okay. I'm cool with it. You have Zion, an athletic freak at the 4. You just played a whole bunch of years with Jonas Valanciunas as your center. You said we don't want that anymore, right? We want everybody to jump as high as possible, and Missy is that. So I'm cool with that then.
This is not a bad pick.
It is shocking, but it's not a bad pick.
But when DaRon Holmes is right there, and you see,
Well,
okay,
people have size concerns there. And
size
Zion
concern makes sense because Larry Nance Jr. was getting slutted out on all ends of the court, bro. And also Jonas
Crazy verbiage.
Jonas Valanciunas cannot hold his own, and he is so limited, of course. So I guess he does give you a clear advantage. He can move, and he is like a brick wall. But
Yeah, I mean, listen, DaRon Holmes is a very interesting prospect as what can be a stretch 5. He is not prototypically large, and Zion Williamson is not the best rim protector, not the most mobile defender, not the strongest defender, period. You got to have a shot blocker next to him.
Which is so crazy.
It'd be nice to have a shooter next to him. That would be amazing. If we get a stretch 5 there one day, please do it. Maybe Brook Lopez is available. Maybe they can still do that, and Missy could be the backup. But like you said, get some athletes in there. CJ McCollum, not athletic. Brandon Ingram, he's athletic, but he's not like above the rim type of player.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
It's really just Zion. You got to build on top of that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I don't hate this. I don't hate this.
I don't like this at all. I think genuinely you missed the opportunity to get someone in DaRon Holmes who has a rare skill set in shooting at that size and also isn't just like a complete zero on all ends of the court as well. This is cool, but you can find centers like him anywhere.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Next up is the Phoenix Suns, and we are officially on Bronny James watch. Because this is one of the places where he was rumored to have some interest of some kind. That was a couple weeks ago. It's died down a little bit. Now there's more vibes that he might be a second-round pick. Not impossible for Bronny James to be the 22nd pick in the draft.
I don't know who the hell they're gonna pick because they're in win now mode.
Is Bronny even in the building?
I don't know if he. No, he's not.
We haven't seen him once.
Why would
so-
Bronny go to the green?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we haven't seen him once, so
Exactly.
zero chance for sure.
Listen, the Suns were putting that out there probably because they were trying to be like, hey, Bron, you interested in Phoenix? And Rich Paul came out and shut that shit the fuck down. But maybe they're still interested. 22 is a little rich for my blood, but it's wouldn't be.
Oh, wait, no, there's been a trade, though. Because
Oh.
now it's showing the Nuggets logo at 22.
Yep. Ooh, they traded up. Okay. And Shams leaked the pick, of course, but the Nuggets trade up to 22.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm going to guess.
The trade is number 28, number 56, and 2 future second-round picks.
Okay.
Okay, so for the Denver Nuggets to trade up, what do they say in their roster? And like, we gotta adjust this immediately. Like, what aspects of the roster are you trying to like strengthen up?
You know, there's not a clear glaring weakness with their top of their lineup. Bench depth, period. They have 0 bench, and all their bench players are wings. So they don't have a backup point guard, really, or a backup big. Literally every bench player they had was between 6'5" and 6'9". So they need to find one end of the spectrum and add some playmaking or interior help.
I would go. Are we going with Kyle Filipowski here?
I wouldn't do so necessarily. I don't like him on this team specifically. He's a great prospect, can shoot a little bit, and his scoring is very. It's a question mark, but you can envision a way he can be successful in the NBA. But I don't think he'll be very successful with this team specifically and what they're going for. Me personally, I think they're probably looking for. Oh my God, did they get Isaiah Collier?
That'd be sick.
That would be nasty.
Here's what I will say.
Are they going with Holmes?
Here's what I will say. Don't play as a Laker. But also, the Suns are on Brian James' watch. They can't pick him at 22. They would look like a fool. Traded back to 28. Noticing.
You think Bronny's going at 28?
You look less foolish trading back to pick him than you do to pick him at 22.
That is true.
You look a lot less foolish. You look like that's a good process where you identified a guy you wanted, but you knew that was too high, so you got some extra assets, then picked your guy. Not impossible.
Isaiah Collier is still not picked. In my mind, he is like.
You know
This
what's
is
going to
why
happen.
the Denver Nuggets
I
do
don't
this.
think
It should happen.
So I don't think Collier is going to get picked here at 22.
Wow,
Now
bro.
at 23, you have Milwaukee, and Isaiah Collier in Milwaukee behind Dame. Right.
Interesting.
That kind of moves me a little bit.
They need creation. They need talent. They need
Yes.
some
They need
way-
talent.
They are very, very limited in how they can make their ceiling higher and how they can add talent of any sort into that roster. They are in asset hell. Very little options going forward. And even if you don't think Collier is like what they need win now mode, if he can have that chance of bursting, that could be the one thing that can make them have like a next level up.
Yeah, so I like Collier at 23. At 22, I do think that Denver, it's about time. You got to go and get somebody behind Jokic, and so that's why I would.
Filipowski's not bad.
I would go get some type of big, whether that's Filipowski, whether that's Holmes, right? Anybody who can just be a big body and play 10, 12 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Go ahead, and you can play in Denver, and it'll be okay.
Isaiah Collier on this team would be so nasty. I would love this pick.
I couldn't even imagine that. That's a bit of a
So
weird
interesting
fit.
for sure. It's not like natural at all, but
Reggie Jackson also picked this player option, so he's kind of linked there as their backup point guard. Which you're not making decisions
Exactly.
long term off of Reggie Jackson player options, but that is a thing to know.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he did provide plenty of like productive moments in the playoffs, but at the same time, he provided plenty of like not productive moments in the playoffs. So, man, they have so many options here. I love that they traded up.
They're being aggressive. They saw last year that their bench sucked, and their bench is one of the reasons why they weren't able to advance. Advance past Minnesota, alongside the fact that they blew a 20-point lead in Game 7 at home. Like a lot of things would be different if they just did what they had to do, and they probably could have got through the Mavs. But that's been the key for Denver throughout this entire like Jokic thing, which is, can you survive the non-Jokic minutes? And the year that they won the title, you had Bruce Brown. Christian Brown had very, very good contributions off the bench. And now Adam Silver is coming back to tell us who the pick is, but ESPN is playing around and not showing.
He went black, but I know the pick. They picked a player who all the media was saying they promised him, and they were right. Holmes. Day'Ron Holmes is a member of the Denver Nuggets.
No!
The backup to Nikola Jokic, filling the void they had in the front court. It's a fit that was perfect. We've known for weeks they were targeting him, and they traded up to get their guy. Exactly what a smart GM does.
No, I was trying to be calm. I was trying not to
Wow.
say anything because in 2 picks the New York Knicks select, and I wanted Holmes to be a New York Knicks so badly. This hurts. This hurts. It's a great pick for Denver. I'm happy for Holmes. He's gonna be fantastic. I really believe in him as a prospect, and especially now that you can play behind Jokic, you don't need to do too much. This hurts. This sucks.
With the creation that he has on,
No!
with the creation that he has
No,
at
no,
that
no, no.
size, and just simply being a threat, which is like Aaron Gordon is not a threat when he's not like 15, not even 15, like 5 feet away from the basket. It fills a lot of voids. I love this pick for them.
He can play. Listen, Jokic is going to play his 35 minutes a night. The 13 minutes he sits, Holmes is your center. The 13 minutes that Aaron Gordon sits, Holmes is your power forward. It makes so much sense. He can play both positions. He's a tweener in a way that you can view negatively if you're some of these teams that need a legitimate 5 to start for you.
This is awful.
You got Nikola Jokic and you got Aaron Gordon, and he can fit alongside either of them. It's kind of like what Naz Reid gives to the Timberwolves, where he can fit alongside either their star bigs.
I love that comparison.
We're cooking the same thing here.
Yeah, absolutely.
awful.
He can stay on the court, play with alongside Nikola Jokic, or if Jokic is on the bench, he can play alongside Aaron Gordon. Or if neither are playing, then he can go ahead and get minutes on his own, bro, because his creation for his size, it's very interesting. And you don't see that often for guys this big. And this is why I want to be a Pelican, but it is what it is.
So in the same way, I'm noticing that the Suns traded back to 28. I'm noticing that your Knicks have 2 back-to-back picks.
Yes.
They have 1 point guard on the roster and another combo guard.
Exactly.
Isaiah Collier has fell to the 20s. You got 2. You can pick that talent gap and then pick a need gap there. It smells like Nick to me.
Do you think that I didn't notice that before? Do you think that I wasn't sitting here 2 minutes ago saying we can end up with Isaiah Collier and DeRon Holmes, and this would be one of the greatest days in, oh my goodness. No, but I'm with you. I think hopefully the Bucks are stupid and they let Isaiah Collier drop again, because I would like to see Collier as a New York Knick if we can't get DeRon Holmes. But no, this is interesting.
Who do the Bucks need?
The Bucks. Okay, so if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks GM and you're sitting down, and you see the Boston Celtics go ahead and win a championship with all these elite wings, and then you sit down and see the New York Knicks go ahead and trade for Mikal Bridges, unload all their picks, and then they go ahead and get OG Anunoby, whatever, cool. You need someone, more wings who can compete at that end, because I'm sorry, I love him, but Pat Connaughton is not cutting it, all right? Marchand, like Beauchamp, cool dude, great come-up story.
Cool dude.
But he hasn't shown it just
Nice
yet
hand.
on that end. And me personally, I think Terrence Shannon Jr. is like the perfect pick for this team. Older rookie, can go ahead and provide offense, and he can get it on his own. Catch and shoot is great too. I love him as a pick. Big guard too.
I am sensing Ryan Dunn.
That is nasty if they go ahead and
The
do
best
so.
perimeter defender on the board.
Yeah, he's the best perimeter defender for sure, and their defense did genuinely slip once they lost Drew Holiday. But I think I need someone who's more NBA ready and cannot be played off of the court. And I think Ryan Dunn can be played off the court.
I understand that. We are going into a year where Damian Lillard is going to be a year older,
True.
and you need defense in your backcourt. Damian Lillard is not doing anything to help your defense, and even though that the Bucks got it together after Doc Rivers came through, even though the Doc Rivers is saying, yeah, Dame came into camp out of shape last year, he's going to be fine this year, you're doing all that stuff, he is going to get attacked.
So who do you guys want to see the Bucks pick?
You
What do
need
you guys
somebody.
think the Bucks' biggest need is? Because there's a lot of options here. Johnny Furphy? A shooter?
He's
Honestly, I'm looking at their lineup. Listen,
too small. You can't
draft
use that.
just draft somebody, right?
Just draft somebody.
Draft somebody 21 or younger, because you look at their key players, and Giannis is right at that line where he's like 29, 30 years old. Dame, old. Chris Middleton, old. Brook Lopez, old. You need just youth on this team, and you need somebody who can be here and inject a lot of energy onto the roster. And while you do have championship aspirations, and older prospects and older rookies could help you with that, you need athleticism and you need youth on this team.
This would be the funniest Bronny pick if they just picked him right now. This
It
would be the
funny.
funniest outcome.
It would be hilarious.
That'd be so good.
Giannis is twerking for LeBron so hard. If that's the case, bro, that's so crazy.
That would be amazing. It's not going to happen, but that'd be so funny.
Another interesting player who does fit some of the things that you're saying is Jalen Smith. He was a 4 who came out of the G League Ignite, and of course, like most G League players, didn't have the greatest season. But prior to that, he was with OTE, and he does have those shooting shades. And he's big, not necessarily the greatest defensive player and whatnot, but I think he's someone who can make some type of impact. Now, I don't know if that's like the greatest move because they do have Bobby Portis there, and there are rumors considering them wanting to get off of Bobby Portis for more flexibility and versatility on all ends, but that could be an option.
Man, the Spurs traded Rob Dillingham. What do you think they're planning with that first-round pick? You think they have a move in them? You think they're planning on bringing somebody in with that, like immediately?
It's more ammo for sure. But the Spurs.
Why wouldn't they pick somebody? Like what? What are they planning that they wanted to save a first or future pick? That sounds to me like they have a trade in mind that couldn't get done tonight, and they want to keep the pick so they can potentially get it done over the coming weeks.
They're brewing. That's exactly what they're probably doing.
For who? Trey or DeJounte? I don't know there. I mean, possible. Zach LaVine? I don't know.
Zach LaVine would be so nasty. I mean, great player, but it's just like,
who
why?
else? Jeremy Grant? Like, who do they want? Like,
I don't know. They're brewing right now. Maybe they're brewing right now. No need to force it. I like that they went ahead and traded it because obviously you get basically 2 picks. No need to force it.
Once the plan comes to fruition and I see what they were cooking, maybe I'll like it, but
You don't like it yet?
how could I? It's a future pick. Like, until it becomes something, player in hand that we all like the fit. We're kind of excited by the idea of Dillingham and Castle together.
Yeah. That made me sad, I ain't gonna lie.
Like, it has to be something brewing. Otherwise, why not pick a guy? Why punt that pick unless you just really hate this draft, which that feels hard to believe. Like, there's plenty of players that are quality.
You have to be cooking up something.
Yeah.
And I think that I trust the Spurs. Now San Antonio normally isn't a franchise that is out here wheeling and dealing and making a lot of moves.
True.
However, they had Tim Duncan for 20 years, right? Like, it's easy for that not to be your identity when you have the most fundamental, stable superstar the league has ever seen.
Yeah.
So it's okay. And that wasn't even their plan with Kawhi. Like, they were about to build around him, but, stuff went sideways. I think that now you understand Wemby's here and you need to maximize this window. So they probably will make a trade. Ooh. Now the Bucks are selecting. And who
the
are
Bucks select A.J. Johnson from Australia, a wing.
Wow.
A guy who I don't know a whole ton about. But
So A.J. Johnson was a highly touted high school player a couple years ago.
Tell us about A.J.
He was like a 4 or 5-star recruit, and he is, I would say, like, in my eyes, I view him as like a Jalen Green disciple. Super close to Jalen Green and has similar shades of his game. And this is definitely a project pick. He played in the same exact team that LaMelo Ball played for a couple years ago.
I mean, so he's a speedy guard so I'm looking at the Ringer draft guide. Yeah. A speedy guard who can get wherever he wants using his dribble. Shades of Nick Young.
Yeah, so I would say like he's in that. That's why I'm saying he's like a Jalen Green type disciple, and he likes to get the buckets off. Obviously, super young, skinnier side of things. He looks like he's 15, bro.
First of all,
on another note, we have a trade.
Right
again?
The Washington Wizards are once again trading back into the first round. They traded for the 24th pick from the New York Knicks. Waiting to see the details, but the Knicks traded that pick to the Wizards.
Guys.
Wow, they want Isaiah Collier. I think so.
Ooh, who did they just pick again?
They got. Damn, who did they pick?
Who did they pick at the end of the first round? I forget. They got a guard, right?
They got.
I can tell you right now.
Why am I drawing blanks?
We are drawing serious blanks.
We've seen so many players.
This is embarrassing, bro. But they. What the hell? Why is this not refreshing? Bud Carrington.
Oh yeah, Bud. Yeah. So they got Bud, and they have Koulibaly. Do they really want Collier there? Probably not.
Bub. Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Okay, I know who they're targeting. So, shout out the Wizards, man. They're being aggressive. They're using the worst draft in the past 10 years to build their young core.
Talking about, y'all see this real quick?
What do you see? What do you
I see a Drew Gooden style suit right here in 2024. This is very interesting.
On the left?
No, from your man AJ.
Yeah.
It's very just like 2-piece straight down. I thought that we weren't gonna see this for multiple years as things cycle back in. Interesting suit. I rock with it. He's skinny. It gives him a little bit more build. I like it. Good job, AJ. I like the suit.
Such an interesting pick for the Milwaukee Bucks.
It is.
They're at a point.
The pants are kind of crazy though.
Yeah, they're
not really rocking with it.
Nah,
they feel pleated. I don't know.
You're not lying. But...
Someone said he is so hot. Not gonna lie.
Wait, who is?
Someone in the chat. I guess they're talking about.
All right. Great job, but yeah, AJ in my mind is a project pick, or he's a player that they could potentially flip for more assets. I don't know what that is, but
Okay, that makes
he's like pretty much like a bang or bust type of guy in my mind.
They're laughing at us because Australia spelled wrong on the screen right there.
Oh, that's not our fault. It's the L typer. Who did that? That's not us, though.
I didn't do it.
Yeah. Oh, our eyes are on you.
Just blaming him. He didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, man, Washington aggressive, gets back into the first round. The Knicks, I guess, clearly didn't feel like they have a space on their team for 2 first-round picks.
Wait, oh snap! They're gonna have 4 picks.
Who?
Washington, because it looked on the screen. It says they have 26 as well.
Aggressive. They are building this young core
They have-
in the worst draft of the decade. You can't do it like them. They don't tank for the Wemby year, but then they go all in for the whack year. I love it.
Dude.
Which is fine. Which is fine. You need role players, right? You need role players, and they know we're gonna be bad anyways.
Yeah.
So you have a chance at getting the #1 pick. If they can put all this together, get lucky, and get Cooper Flag next year, we're cooking.
Just look at the screen. Australia, it's fixed.
At all costs, we love it.
There we go. Shout out the production team. Someone in the chat said 100% credit for effort.
Oh,
Look at
man.
that. We
That's
love the
hilarious,
production
bro.
team.
Question to y'all. Why do you think Isaiah Collier fell so far?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
So one, maybe a lot of times when this happens, it ends up being like a personality reason. Like he doesn't test well, doesn't have good meetings with people. We don't really have a way to gauge that. We're not in that.
I mean, we spoke to him for 5 minutes.
He's very
a cool
quiet.
dude to me.
Yeah, he was cool. He was very quiet. Maybe sometimes there's been a knack over the years in different sports where quiet people strike certain GMs that have old school thinking as like not leaders and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something there. Maybe people just don't believe in his jump shot. Maybe people think that not athletic enough to be a non-shooter and they don't think he's going to be a great shooter. I don't know.
Which is hilarious because the entire draft is filled
Yeah.
with non-shooters, and some of these guys are not high-level athletes either. And it's like, all right, we're just gonna pick a guy that we're just gonna pick one guy and be like, no, you can't do it. When the other 29 players in the draft in the first round are like, nah, we actually believe in you. So I don't know why. I don't know why he's fallen, but I do think that he can go onto a team and help somebody else. Okay, this has been fixed because now have the Knicks traded for 26.
Okay, so then maybe they traded back.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. We have some deciphering.
Yes.
to do
Okay,
right
so the Knicks traded 24 for 26 and 51. They traded back 2 spots.
That's good.
There you go. That makes sense.
Okay.
I was going to say, how many picks did the Wizards have? Just unlimited?
Yeah, damn, they're unloading the clip right now, bro. They're going all in while everyone's just like, I'm good, bro. So,
24. Okay.
okay.
So they moved up 2 spots. I wonder. So the only reason you do that
want?
is if you think the Knicks are about to take somebody you want. Mm-hmm. I wonder who that may be.
Who would the Knicks want? What are you looking for on your roster to complete everything?
Good pick for the
type
Knicks.
of
Real quick, good trade for the Knicks. Clearly, they didn't give a shit about whoever the Wizards wanted, so they just trade back 2 spots and still pick back-to-back, just 1 spot later, and add the 51st overall pick. And they're quickly going to be a second apron luxury tax team. You need second-round picks on cheap contracts, and the Knicks got themselves another one.
You do. I think so. For the Knicks, the things that I want, even though that I like Deuce a lot, and he is on arguably the best contract in the league. It's really either between him or Dante on the best contracts in the league. I would still like to get another point guard because Deuce isn't like a true point guard, right? To run the second option. So that's why when we're talking about like Isaiah Collier being that kind of guy, I would like to see Isaiah Collier on the team. Also, we're going to lose Hartenstein, right? We
Think so?
I think so. We re-signed OG Anunoby today. Mikal Bridges is here. The roster is getting very, very expensive. And if you think that you're going to start Mitchell Robinson, paying $20 to $25 million a year for a backup center is very pricey, and you're going to have to go do that. I would like to see them get a big. I would like to see them get a big that can stretch the floor a little bit. Mitchell Robinson is a lob threat. I would like to see, again, Deron Holmes, somebody with a lot of athleticism, but there's guys like Tyler Smith who can shoot a little bit.
True.
At this point, let's
I might interest you in one Jalen Smith again, who is available around this range. I don't know if he's necessarily a Tibbs type player because of the defensive issues, and that's not necessarily his calling card just yet. But you never know; it could be. The pick is in. Let's
The
see what
Wizards
This
are
is
up.
the Wizards pick.
And the Wizards
Ooh,
have
true.
selected Keyshawn George.
Nice. Okay, he's a great facilitator, big body. He's not necessarily like the
Big body.
Huge body.
Yeah, I mean he's like
Giant
6'8",
wide
6'9".
load.
6'8", 6'9". He can go
Humongous.
ahead and do things with the ball.
Large.
He's not large. He's slimmer on. He's on the slimmer side of things, but
Long.
not athletic. Can get to where he wants to go on the court at times. Not gonna be like the main focal point of your offense or the second option or the third really, but he's just a really good guy who's not like a liability on any end.
And
He
that's
shot,
fine.
he shot 40% from three. Doesn't have a quick first step and hasn't worked defensively, but he's not a lost cause defensively. Can become a 3-and-D guy if the D comes around because the 3 is pretty reliable.
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't take Collier though. Like that.
Well, you
is
can't. I mean, you
such a-
can't pick Carrington and then come out and pick another point guard.
Why not? They're the Wizards.
Oh yeah, I guess you can. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. You
There are no
can.
parameters around this team. What is the vision? Again, they have none.
Again, been out of the vision where it's coming clear. You have Carrington, maybe he'll be your point guard in the future. Koulibaly splitting those playmaking duties. Sarr, and then you have Kispert and now George on the wing.
He's a great player, and he's a good playmaker as well for his size.
Yeah, I've seen shades of Joe Ingles on the scouting report.
Definitely, yeah.
So the Knicks, Woj said they're going to select at 25, but they're currently in talks of moving 26.
Okay, that's fine. At this point, I just want to see a pick tonight.
They're just going to keep trading back, accumulating all the second-round picks.
And that's fine. Like you said, once you start going into the second apron, and as teams start to figure out, right, like, hey, we actually don't have.
Everybody's spamming pause because I said the D is going to be reliable.
All right.
Yeah. Dude, shout out the Knicks front office. They just continuously find a way to have 1,000 picks in their disposal, making all the smart moves possible to eventually use those picks. 2 trade backs to accumulate second-round picks. Knicks are doing Knicks things.
They are.
They've been in their bag,
Shout out Leon
bro.
Rose.
Leon Rose is in his bag.
I need the Knicks here to. While I do like them accumulating a lot of picks, like we talked about today, re-signing OG, going out and getting Mikal, trading 5 first-round picks. There's not a lot of flexibility over the next couple years because we've used all of it to go get Mikal Bridges. This draft I feel is very important because now you have to get you have to get the bench guys that are going to fill out the roster for the next 2-3 years while you have this window. And I don't think that Julius Randle is getting traded. And so if he's not moving and this is going to be your rotation, these young guys need to come in. They need to produce. You might have one spot to have like a project. Everybody else needs to contribute right now. At least one of them. So I need to see the Knicks starting to pick some players. I'm happy that they're picking at 25. If we can get Collier today, would be fantastic. It would be shocking.
If he falls into the second round or something like that, that'll be.
Bro, how does Woj's phone work? Because now he just tweeted 2 minutes later, the Knicks are now planning to pick at 25 and 26. So he got word that they're on the phone, potentially trading it, and then 2 minutes later got told, nope, no trade. Is this man in every room in America?
Yeah.
He has so many assistants, bro. That's what it is. He's tapped in everywhere.
So the guys from Game of Thrones, like Varys, he has a network of spies just looking in every room.
Just at all times.
Yeah. Ear to the fucking doors everywhere.
Come on, Knicks.
25 and 26. Interesting, bro.
Back-to-back picture of the Knicks. They're currently going to select that.
on.
I don't know who yet, though. They haven't spoiled it. Maybe they don't even know.
I mean, Filipkowski also makes sense on this end. Like you said, you wanted someone
I would like
be
that as
big
well,
and
yeah.
shoot. Now that Doran Holmes is gone, this is not necessarily.
And here we go. Stephen A. legitimately is loud on mute. I've never seen anybody have that talent before.
Yeah.
I can feel the vibrations through visuals.
He's a straight yapper,
Scared me.
bro. Yeah, nah. He's so passionate.
Bob
Bob Myers
is
looks
so
so sick of it.
He's like, bro, shut up.
I'm just trying to vibe, bro. Damn.
How does Stephen A. keep up this energy all the time, man?
I mean, he's the face
Never
for a
mind.
reason, bro.
Oops and ass.
Damn, bro.
I don't even want to say this is watching Stephen A. on mute is like even better TV than exactly.
Then the volume on.
Yeah.
It's like abstract performance art where people like do like the. He's doing that with
Oh
takes.
my God.
Good
How are you
job,
this
man.
hyped up over the 24th pick? Like,
You never
like
seen
I
it before.
care, and I'm hyped up, but like, you don't know this.
I love that we don't know what they're saying, but the other two guys' reaction, you can just tell he's on absolute bullshit in the
Yeah.
best way.
Ears are bleeding like a mug for real.
He's losing his mind. When I see Johnny Furphy, I see a star. He's freaking out.
Oh man, watch it actually be Johnny Furphy. That's gross.
I hope he's screaming about Johnny Furphy. That'd be a hilarious coincidence.
would
I have
be
no idea what he's saying.
Great.
Honestly, if they were gonna make a pick, something that
Leon
Tibbs
Rose,
would do.
World Wide Web. I'm telling you right. He started doing this thing where he like points and it's like a thumb and a pinky.
Yeah.
And he's like he does this. It's the best thing in the world.
This man loves pointing. Damn.
Man, where are these picks at?
I know they're taking forever. They're dragging this totally, bro.
This is
This
so
is
funny.
awesome.
I know this is in the mud.
This is awesome. No, but these picks are taking.
Okay, I know one of the picks. Interesting.
Okay, cool.
I know the 25th pick.
All right, cut Stephen A. off. Who is it? Or are we gonna save it to not spoil it?
Let's save it. Let's
Not
save
spoil
it. Me personally, if I'm them, considering your concerns, I'm looking either Jalen Smith, Kyle, or if you want to get interesting, if Isaiah Collier is not your guy, which he should be in my mind, considering the value and thinking what value that Isaiah Collier could add, not even on the court, but in potential trade packages in the future because, things get expensive and whatnot.
Yeah.
Johnny Furphy, I guess.
Okay.
Those are the three guys that I'm eyeing right now,
And
for
it-
sure.
I'm honestly okay.
At some point
They
this
need-
year, they're going to tell us to pick. We're still waiting.
Yeah.
We're just milking it. We're just milking Stephen A.
Yeah. Another. Why is he shaking and has his mouth open that wide? Oh my God! What did I just witness?
Stephen A. convulsing.
Yeah, bro. He's so passionate about Ryan Dunn. Good grief.
This is why we watched the 25th pick in the NBA draft, to watch Stephen A. Smith ISOs.
Just lose his mind, bro. Over nothing. Relax. This pick's probably gonna not even get any burn for real this year.
It's gonna be somebody from a mid-major. He's gonna come out just be like, we've been running amok, deceived, left and straight.
He's like, who the fuck is Dingus Pingus?
Wait, okay, are we going to commercial or are they telling us?
I think go to commercial. I'm telling you the fucking pick.
Yeah. Good God.
Okay,
Good
no,
grievous.
here's Adam right now. Adam,
Who is the guy?
Mr. Silver is telling us the pick, and the pick is.
Here we go.
I would say it, but I don't know how to pronounce his name. Look at Stephen A's face.
Oh.
Is it? How do you say his name? The French guard, Didier?
Oh, okay, cool. I'm with that. Now, I don't even care about this anymore. I put the camera back on Stephen A. I just want to watch him be so upset about all of this. This is fine.
Yeah, they got a French guard. No, give us a rundown. What do you think?
No, it's going to be a French guard. And if we were watching this, if we had audio, I promise you, he's going to bring up Frank and just be like, we tried the French guard thing once again. Now we're going to run it back. We have Jalen Brunson. Why are we doing? It's going to be okay.
Exactly. This pick right here is definitely like obviously a swing pick. This is not someone who.
And you have two picks.
Tingus Pingus.
Yeah, exactly. That is very much like that type of energy. Obviously, just
You have
knowing
two
who
picks.
Stephen A. Smith is, but big guy, big guard or whatever, and he can. Me personally, I don't like this pick. I don't
Why?
like this pick. I don't like this pick.
What?
I think with the state that the New York Knicks are in right now, you need someone who can add value day one, which is a Ryan Dunn type of guy. But although he does offer vision in all areas and does a lot of things that other people can't do on their roster, me personally, I'd rather add more versatility and flexibility in terms of trade value specifically. That's the bigger picture for me.
Kevin O'Connor's shades of is Michael Finley, a big scoring guard who can be a go-to scorer. Well, really a forward. He's 6'7".
And like again, that's not bad. So
Not
That's
bad.
like Alec Burks to me.
Oh my gosh. Not
Tibbs keeps him.
He keeps an Alec Burks on
He
him.
keeps an Alec Burks
works
on him.
on him at all times.
So if you have Mikal and you have OG, like you have wings obviously who you can like rely on for scoring here and there, especially when you're talking about like a second unit. You can keep either one of them out. If you have two picks, this is fine.
Bro, Knicks fans are hilarious. They're spamming L's. None of you know a fucking thing about this guy.
You've
You're
never
just
watched
spamming
him-
L's.
you've never watched
This
him
is Tingus Pingus all over again. They're just like, who is that? Ah! Like, it's hilarious.
Man.
Fine. It's fine. I would have liked Isaiah Collier here.
He's still falling, bro. That's so crazy.
Hey, they can pick him now. They have 2
That's true.
picks.
That's true.
They could. But the Suns are going to be at 28. And if the Suns don't take Bronny, if the Suns can leave the end of the first round with Isaiah Collier, it's a win.
They can't. If Collier's there, they can't pick Bronny. Like that would be insane.
No, it would be malpractice.
You look at your coach in the eye and be like, "Yeah, I'm picking his backup who didn't do a damn thing." Like,
Whoa.
you can't do that.
Quick question. Do the Minnesota Timberwolves still have their 27th pick?
I don't know. It says that. Let me find out.
Because if they do, hypothetically speaking, then Isaiah Collier's right there. And if you're doing that trade,
You would
for
pick
Rod
Collier
Dillingham-
if you got.
If I'm the
Rob?
Minnesota Timberwolves, for sure. If I'm the Timberwolves,
But you just picked Dillingham.
yeah, I know, but Dillingham's not like a surefire thing. I like him a lot, obviously, and he is like a surefire bucket, of course, one of the best bucket getters. But in terms of just like all-around game, I think Collier. Oh my God, look at Stephen A. Smith.
I wish we could hear him so bad. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I said no. I do not agree with the pick.
Someone said these industry plants out of France's last few seasons have been crazy. What is going on in France? This is nuts. We're having a generational run of NBA prospects from one country.
There's something in them baguettes, man. Baguettes are special.
Damn.
The baguettes got HGH in them.
Something in the water. Mikal Bridges is a Knick. We're talking about Link tomorrow, but man, what a team. What a concept.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And that's enough of that.
Just pure mayhem. Just pure mayhem, bro. So I guess at 26 now, if Isaiah Collier's on the board, me personally, I'm taking him.
At this point, no. At this point, I'm not. At this point,
Wow.
you have, unless you think that you are just going to,
Nope, doesn't matter what you think. The Knicks are trading 26 to the Thunder.
guys, what the hell? Okay, now I'm actually mad. Now we actually have to we have to be for real. We have to be for real. We are about to spend $1 million. We're about to spend tens of millions of dollars on this roster. And nobody, if Hartenstein walks and we don't draft anybody tonight that is going to be, or I guess tomorrow, that's going to replace him, I'm going to be upset.
5 seconds ago, you were okay with having one pick. You changed your mind?
I said, guys,
This man's in the blender.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to think.
Because
Playing with his feelings.
listen, if we got Pacome, I think if we got Pacome here, and we say, okay, he's the project, but then we also got somebody who can come in right now and contribute, that's fine. I also, I just want somebody else who can contribute. And if we're going to lose Hartenstein, which I think that we are,
Wow.
we have to.
That's not a sure thing at all, though.
It's not, but right now I don't feel good. So where my perspective is at right now is we're probably gonna lose him. If we can keep him and run everything back, hey, we'll be okay. But this is kind of tough. But for the Thunder now, this is a spot where now you can go and get a big, and you can leave tonight with a guard and a big, and you can fill 2 holes that you had, right? Two holes that you had in your roster. So I'm okay with that.
The Thunder are picking at 26, and we know their pick. It's not going to be someone you know about, I don't think, or really care about, but it's very interesting. I'll say that. What kind of player do you think the Thunder are targeting right now?
They're probably going after a wing in my mind.
It's probably a project.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, is this the pick going on right now? They picked Dylan Jones out of Weber State, who is a 6'5" point guard senior who weighs 237 pounds. He's massive.
Yeah.
He's called
Tank.
He has shades of Grant Williams crossed with Julius Randle as a forward. I said point guard. I didn't mean to say that.
Wow.
That's fine. That's fine. I think for them, for Oklahoma City, that's not what I would have done. I probably would have gotten another big, but to have somebody with this amount of size on them, it's not bad, because you do have
He's a unit.
You do have some skinny dudes on the roster,
A lot of them.
and to get some muscle in the building is always nice. So I don't hate this.
Wow. I mean, that is definitely shocking. I did not see them being this aggressive over Dylan Jones, who wasn't even projected to be a first-round pick, early second at best. So I guess they see a lot of, obviously, defensive presence and all that, and just deterrence. when it comes to getting to the rim. So I guess that's a good pick there. But very interesting that they see that this dude can go ahead and add value that they already have on the roster when it comes to the Casey Watsons of the world and the Aaron Wiggins of the world.
Yeah.
And
Some
perfection's quick, but
Thunder fans are going to be pissed that their 2 draft picks are Topic and Dylan Jones projects, essentially. And when, we're in win now mode, we need ammo, so-and-so. Their rotation is set. They're a deep team already. They're not going to be playing as rookies year 1. Picking projects is, I think, exactly what a team with long-term aspirations of continuing a long title window should be doing. So I don't have an issue with it at all. It looks weird to some people to have a person that everybody else projected to be a second-round pick go this high. Happens all the time. When you get this late in the draft,
Exactly.
everybody's so close, you just pick your guy. And if this is their guy, you go for it.
Yeah, I don't hate this. So we're at 27 now. This pick is Minnesota's?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it wasn't involved in that earlier trade. The earlier trade was strictly future picks.
bro, I will be so shocked if Isaiah Collier falls out of the first round, bro.
Somebody's going to trade up for him, right? It's going to be like Lamar Jackson in this
Yeah.
draft, so he comes up and picks him with the last pick.
It should be Phoenix at 28.
Hey, what if the Celtics get him?
Oh my God, that'll be hogwash, bro. Damn.
Hogwash.
This guy is
Yes.
old.
This guy's
Oh
trying-
my gosh.
He's
the
trying too hard.
Celtics? The Celtics?
Pish posh.
How much more help does Jason Tatum need?
Rules, man. I don't know. They got their scoring punch from backup guard, which we said they needed. We said they needed a Jordan Clarkson type, so that's good on us for making a prediction. They did immediately address. They have some backup wings in Kyle Anderson. They got their backup big in Naz Reid.
You can go replace Kyle Anderson, to be honest.
Low key, yeah, backup wing is probably what's on the rest.
Kyle Anderson, man. There was a time where he's like, Kyle Anderson, he's pretty good. That train has left the building. He's not the same player that people think of when they think of slow-mo and they think of this like very, very productive player, or even what he was like a year and a half ago. If Minnesota wanted to go and they wanted to up,
You see something crazy?
The Knicks trade? No, they traded the 26th pick.
Yeah.
They didn't get a first-round pick back. They got 5 seconds.
Oh, that is elite.
They traded 26 for 5 seconds from the Thunder. That span from 2025 to 2027.
Dude, Leon Rose is on a generational run right
The
now.
Knicks keep a bag of picks on them.
Okay.
Leon Rose is
my
Sam
bad,
Presti.
Leon. I should have known. After everything that's happened today, there was no reason for me to be as upset as I
And you know
was.
what? Shout out Sam Presti. He has more picks than any team ever could use in 20 years. Throw 5 of them to go get a guy you like. It does not matter. This is a win-win for both sides.
Good job, Leon.
5 seconds is outrageous, bro. The last time we saw that, a guy traded for like Jay Crowder. I think the Milwaukee Bucks did that, bro. That's crazy as
Jay
hell.
Crowder.
Yeah, holy
Boss
cow.
man.
And I
Damn.
think, didn't the Warriors do that for Gary Payton?
Yeah.
Yes, that's so nasty.
5 seconds being a recurring trade package is hilarious.
Yeah, I guess that equates to a first now. NBA math.
5 seconds, man.
That is
Shout out the Knicks. Just wheeling and dealing.
I can't believe 2 of my guys in this draft, and Isaiah Collier and Terrence Shannon Jr. haven't been picked yet, bro. Y'all, I keep on saying his name. You guys are like, why does he keep on saying his name? Because he's nice. 3-level scorer, can get it done, lefty. And, of course, he has size to him as well, 6'6", 6'7", can play make and all that, bro.
There's no way Collier falls out. Forget Bronny Watch. We're on Collier Watch at this point.
Somebody has to trade up for him. There's no way. I would think the Suns would pick him. The Suns need a point guard.
Yes.
They don't have any. Devin Booker's the only point guard on the roster.
But are they going to rely on a 19-year-old, 20-year-old to
It's a long-term thing. But they need youth. They need long-term vision. That's right now. It's
value,
very,
I guess, yeah.
If the Suns don't pick him, that would be crazy. That feels like they should be blessed to get Isaiah Collier at 27 or 28.
Yeah, exactly. God, they're dragging this for so long, bro. I just need it so bad.
I hate this network. ESPN. But the Minnesota pick, we know the Minnesota pick.
Okay, cool.
Any predictions for?
Man, I don't know these. We're okay. I don't know what these guys are thinking at this point. We're at 27.
There's so many guys who leaped up in the late first round, and also just naturally so many guys were kicked out of the back half of the first round.
They're back.
At least that was a brief commercial break. Was that Zach Edey?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Bronny.
Bronny.
I would have never guessed that.
Man, that's crazy. Dalton Connect is a Laker.
Why don't
You can yap about that now, okay? If you can yap about it anytime, now we want to hear it.
Why don't the Timberwolves take Bronny James?
Why not?
That won't be a.
Why not?
I was gonna say that wouldn't be a bad pick, but never mind.
I mean, listen, if you traded for Rob, and like you have your point guard, and you have your scoring punch, and now Adam is announcing the pick. Isaac, can you tell us what he is saying?
I just think Dalton Connect is Chris Middleton in the making.
Sir, can you tell us?
Terrence Shannon Jr. is going to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh my God, we love to see it. Like I keep on saying, bro, he is a explosive, dynamic scorer. Can get to the bucket in like a abundance of ways. He gets buckets in so many ways, of course. Creative on the bounce. Good size to him as well. He is the scoring punch that they need alongside someone like Anthony Edwards. I don't know if he's going to score, but when it comes to taking I don't know if he's going to start, but when it comes to taking away those Kyle Anderson minutes, he's someone who could do that day one.
This team was in the conference finals.
I love this.
And they added Rob Dillingham and Terrence Shannon Jr.
Two some of the best bucket getters in college basketball.
The game's about a bucket.
They saw their weaknesses.
They're doing it.
Yeah. They saw their weaknesses.
I can't say with a straight face. The game's about a bucket. But no, listen, they actually needed these
they really
Rob
did.
bucket
They really
getters.
did.
They needed hoop mixtape on their bench,
did.
and they got it. One of the rare instances where they have all the defense they could want.
Yeah.
They have a solid star who's advancing as a playmaker. They need legitimate firepower next to him, so when you throw doubles at him, you're going to pay.
Yeah.
And they specifically needed off the bench because their starting lineup is set in stone. Jay McDaniels is awesome. Conley's awesome. After that, we get to the bench. There's not so much awesome. These two guys are young. Maybe they don't contribute in the first couple of years, whatever.
Yeah.
This is a long-term play with this team. Anthony Edwards is going to be there for a long time. You got to build for the future, build a legitimate core to age with him. And this is about as good as you could hope for, I think.
Yeah, exactly. When you do have those Karl Anthony Towns type games where he's just like not putting up the numbers that you expect him to put up, and he puts up 11 points and 5 fouls or whatever, Anthony Edwards is just left there all alone, and he is getting obliterated on both ends because he, of course, consistently guards the best player on the defensive end, and offensively he is do or die. And so having Terrence Shannon Jr. who can carry the load and just help make plays and just give Anthony Edwards a breather and allow him to not carry the entire load because of Terrence Shannon Jr.'s ability to create on the ball and break down the defense on all levels and be able to just do a lot of things that no one else is capable of other than Anthony Edwards, ironically enough. It's immensely valuable. And of course, like Rob Dillingham's nice.
You know what I just realized?
If you say that you just realized that Dalton Connect is a Laker, I'm going to be upset.
I did just realize Dalton Connect is a Laker.
Oh, my God.
But what I also realized is Isaiah Collier was mocked to go to the Jazz earlier in the draft, and they picked Cody Williams. The Jazz are up next at 29. If they can get a guy that they were linked to at the 29th pick, Danny Ainge, you are unstoppable.
Ryan Dunn. I love this. I love this so much.
Ryan Dunn is the Phoenix Sun.
Smaller power forward. He doesn't have any real tools offensively just yet, but defensively, he's a damn dog, and he's going to get it in. He's super versatile, can guard, in my mind, 1 through 4s with how small 4s are nowadays. Again, offensively, don't expect too much from him other than cutting and doing the simple things, dirty work around the basket. The hope is with him that if he can shoot, like everyone else that we say in this draft, then the value is there, and this is such a bang pick. But regardless of the fact, he can play alongside someone like Larry Markin, Walker Kessler, and all the other super guards that they have on that roster. This is a tremendous pick if you ask me, bro.
No, Ryan Dunn's going to Phoenix.
Oh, he's going to Phoenix?
Yeah. What'd you
I
think?
did that all that yapping for nothing.
What'd you think?
He thought he was
I
going
thought
to
it was going to Utah, yeah.
Oh, no.
Because
Phoenix.
you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait, Utah's 29.
Yeah, they're next. The Phoenix Suns got Ryan Dunn next to Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, these guys. Everything you said applies to the Suns way more than does the
same
Jazz.
thing, yeah.
They need that so much more than anybody. They have no oomph. They have no dog, no grit, straight buckets. All they got is hezzy tween pulls.
Yeah.
Ryan Dunn is the opposite of that. No hezzy tween pulls in his bag, but he's got all the dirty stuff they need.
He got defensive stance for days, bro.
Yeah, he's slapping that ground.
He got angles for days, bro. He knows how to go ahead and attach to your hip and all that.
Good for Phoenix, though. Good for them.
They needed size, and people a lot of times project it as a 5. A big wing is also a type of size that they are desperately needing. What wings are on the roster outside of Kevin Durant? Grayson Allen?
Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal, who's a free
But-
agent.
Yeah, I mean, good player, but damn, bro, someone like him could play day one, and he could be a part of the
he will.
Yeah,
He will play day
They have
one.
no other options. You're right. Literally no other options. Great pick. Great pick though, for sure.
You know what's ridiculous? They have 5 minutes in between these picks, and I feel like after we get done with the lottery, you should have 3 minutes to make your selection. 2.
Like, let them have 5, but if you take all 5, you're a jerk. Like, do you
No,
even care?
but that's what I'm saying. Like, you just can't give them that option because why are we taking 5 minutes? You've had 3 hours to decide what you're gonna do.
Do the Celtics take Bronny?
That would be the ultimate troll.
They're projected. Some people were saying they're gonna take Bronny at like 52, right before the Lakers, which would be hysterical. They're not taking him at 30. They're too smart for that. But, man, that'd be hilarious.
That would be the ultimate troll, bro.
That'd be amazing.
They should do it.
They shouldn't do it, but they should.
Are they gonna take? Listen, man. Is Collier gonna fall to 28? I mean to 29?
That is crazy.
Is he gonna be a Celtic?
He'll be a nice fit. Obviously, he's not like the prototypical Celtics player because obviously we know what they value, versatility and shooting and all that.
Oh wait. Time out. My bad. I did not acknowledge this. Ryan Dunn's suit, very fire.
Ooh, the suit analysis.
Very, very fire suit. It comes across. It has like the double-breasted look where you come across. It's also very interesting that the double-breasted suit has come back in the side. It's kind of like the standard now.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you have like the single one, then you look like you're selling insurance. If you want to have style, then you go with the
What kind of suit did Dalton Connect have on?
I don't know. His chain was too.
It doesn't matter, but the chain was crazy. So
distracting.
It made up.
I think he's a standard. With this pick, Isaiah Collier is a member of the Utah Jazz. They got 2 of the targets they were linked to. Danny
out to
Ainge
He looks
is a
upset.
beast.
He looks upset.
Of course he is. He was
I know.
supposed to go in the damn near lottery, and he goes 29.
And also, he's going to Utah too. Damn, bro.
Oh, you wait all night to go to Utah? Oh,
Going from LA.
I know he
to
mad
Utah?
as shit right now. Damn.
man. When we talked to him at the combine, he said one of his favorite things to do is go to the beach and just stare and just be in his element.
He could be in the mountains.
Brother, I got some nice mountains for you. I know people.
Get ready.
Get ready to learn hiking.
Get ready to speak Mormon. You guys say no beaches out there.
Oh, man, he's sick to his stomach.
But honestly,
This is a great fit.
It sucks for him to have to go through this in the moment. It's a good fit. Just like it would have been a good fit if they picked him at 11, especially now they have Cody Williams there. You have Lara Markin there. You have legitimate size, a really smart coach. Now a guard combination of him and Keontae George. There's a vision there. We'll see what happens to Colin Sexton because him and Colin Sexton are very similar players. If you're the Jazz, you can trade Sexton and replace him with Collier.
Thank you.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
You said we'll see what happens between him and Colin Sexton. I don't give a damn about Colin Sexton.
And
You
I
can
think
go.
Colin Sexton will look fantastic next to Dalton Connect on the Lakers bench.
Honestly,
I think that'd be a fantastic pickup for the Lakers.
nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't smile. Don't smile, Isaiah. Let them know you are upset. Put the league on notice.
I'm gonna memorize the 27 players picked above me. Like
Exactly.
a wide receiver. He for sure has wide receiver energy, by the way.
Really?
Because
Absolutely has wide receiver.
I
energy.
need to see the.
What is wide receiver energy?
How
you
do I say
speak it?
this?
You speak in riddles and parables.
Yeah, parables. They tweet shit that's just like poetry. They're like, the guy who holds the knife has the quietest hand. Shit like that.
Oh, my
Like
God.
the
Dramatic. They're dramatic and they're divas. Not to say he's a diva, but he's like wide receiver energy.
the sun will burn down the village to feel its warmth, or something like that.
Oh, man.
Or they'll just tweet, it takes a village.
Oh, my God, bro. That's hilarious.
No, wide receivers are hilarious. They're the backbone of society.
Now, this man is Stephon Diggs.
Oh, man. Stephon Diggs is the most wide receiver to ever wide receiver.
So the Boston Celtics have
Between
third.
him and Tio.
Oh, Tino Mateo takes a crown. Nobody's ever been more wide receivers than Tio. I mean, we got one pick left. One pick left in the first round.
Thank goodness.
Chat, who are the Celtics picking? Who do you guys want to see be a Celtic? And is it Bronny James? Because that would be hilarious. LeBron James Jr. suiting up with the Celtics jersey would be hysterical.
That'll be so not fun, and they already are hated. I guess why not go ahead and
LeBron will give the
stand on
Celtics
business
50. He would.
I would
he
love to see it.
He would eat.
They have so many.
Isaiah Collier, man. He's going to be the steal of the draft at 29. He has to be. That's such
Absolutely.
value.
Yeah, that's insane value right there, bro. Shout out to Danny Ainge, really wheeling and dealing, bro. One of the greatest dudes in the front office, like history.
He didn't do anything.
He just sat there and was patient, and they fell to him. Like,
Yeah.
he is a great willing dealer, you're right. But in this instance, he didn't even have to be. He just had to be confident and pick the guy everybody else passed on.
He could have been hella aggressive and be like, oh my God, like I gotta go ahead and trade up. But no, he
had
just
to
sat there and
sign
was like, oh, there we go.
I wonder why he fell. Like, there has to be something we don't know about.
I don't know. There's you every year GMs just miss it completely, whether it be like the Tyrese Maxeys of the world or the Desmond Badens of the world, and there's so much over analyzing and overthinking. Like, yeah, shot isn't the greatest. Yeah, he isn't like a top tier athlete, but he's not a slouch on that end whatsoever.
But those guys weren't really expected to be high picks. This is like a Cam Whitmore situation where this guy's supposed to be in the
Right.
lottery and then over time just plummets for something behind the scenes we don't know. I hope we find out because this is pretty crazy.
Isaiah Collier was supposed to be like a top 10 pick.
He
like
was
a
supposed
top,
he
like,
was,
a, like a top 5
he
pick
was a top,
last year.
Yeah, he was a highly touted high school prospect, bro.
No, at the start of the season, we were like, tank for Isaiah Collier for the Spurs.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, man, we know the Celtics' last pick.
Oh,
we
we
know
do?
the final pick of the day. Not Marty James.
Damn.
Wow.
Sorry to
That showed up on screen. I was like, what?
That would be hysterical.
That would be hysterical, man. Okay, so for the Boston Celtics, if I'm them personally, you look at their roster. Of course, you got KP. He's great. The Jays, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're not going anywhere for a long time. They're looking to extend Derek White. Drew Holiday, they already extended. Like, their roster is, like, solidified as hell. But what's not is the 38-year-old future Hall of Famer.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm saying it right now. Future Hall of Famer Al.
Al Horford is a Hall of Famer. That is facts.
And I love to hear it.
That is facts.
And I think they need to go ahead and reassure his position because I think Al Horford's going to return next season again. I believe I saw those reports. And if that is the case, you need to look big still because, again, he's 38, 39 years old, one of the oldest players in the league.
I have one name in mind.
And who was that?
I have Kyle Filipowski.
I mean, he checks the list. He can shoot.
He's white. He went to Duke. He would be a fan
Everything
favorite.
checks out. He is the perfect
Instantly.
Celtics player.
He is, listen, you have a bench lineup. The bench mob that the Celtics fans would have of Pritchard, Hauser, Filipowski, they would love it. They would. That's exactly what Celtics fans need. He once again will be in the conversation. It will be a three-way race for who's going to be the fan favorite, who's going to be the white guy for the Boston Celtics. And like you said, you have a big man who can play behind two other bigs in KP and Al Horford.
Yeah.
Learn a little bit and reassure that position. I would go Filipowski if I was the Celtics for multiple reasons. So that would be my pick.
Yeah, makes complete sense. If they don't want Filipowski and they want someone who's a little bit more of a lethal shooter, then again, Jalen Smith is right there. Hella young, of course, and he is raw at this point in time of his career. But you have nothing to lose, and he's a simple pick that you could go ahead and have him in training.
I feel that. All right, so the pick is in. They should be panning to Adam Silver right now. We'll see what's going on. Adam, end the night, man.
I'll say this. I won't spoil it. It's a white boy.
So of course it is.
Is it Johnny Furphy?
No, keep guessing.
Oh man, I think I know who this is. This is that guard. His name slipped my
Colin?
head too. Yeah.
This is
Call it.
Baylor Shireman. Baylor
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
No,
He's
he
good
is
big.
good.
The senior from Creighton, smoothie lefty shooter with deep range per Kevin O'Connor.
Yeah.
Oh, they said Sam Hauser. We don't listen. Do it again.
They don't believe in your game, Sam Hauser? That's
They
so
don't.
crazy.
They don't.
Sam
Sam
Hauser's
Hauser
gonna
should
get
feel
a bag from
disrespect.
somewhere, I'm not gonna
We talked earlier about Reed Shepard, coming in. That says the sign that Jalen Green, you on the way out. Sam Hauser,
Yeah.
you better come into training camp in shape. You don't have room to mess around.
Oh man.
They got a white boy. They got a white boy who can shoot from Creighton. They got the whiteiest white boy out here. Listen,
Good for the Celtics.
Boston knows what they're
The
doing.
rich get richer.
Yeah.
The Celtics know what
Baylor's-
they're doing.
No,
yeah.
but this is a good. It's a good shooter. It's an older prospect. They have somebody who can come in and contribute instantly, and this actually does fit, and it gives them more versatility on the bench. Because now, because they had a whole bunch of wings and like bigger forwards that they just didn't really trust. You never saw O'Shea Brissett play unless like everybody was hurt, right? Peyton Pritchard was basically unplayable in the finals, and so now that you have Hauser who proved himself, and you have your man's right here, now you have a bench lineup that you trust a little bit more, especially with the shooting. So
And with that being said, that's the end of the first round. And that's the end of the stream. We sat here for a long 3 hours, watched all these picks.
we did.
Wow.
What a draft.
So interesting. so many players rose like crazy. Zach Edey went ahead and was up there.
Top 10 picks, Zach Edey.
The Minnesota
y'all for rocking with
Timberwolves went ahead and got a top 8 pick and Rob Dillingham. What a crazy draft, bro.
You could have been anywhere in the world.
You're welcome with us. We'll see y'all on Sunday for free agency, and we'll see you on Friday for this week's episode.
Peace.
Goodbye.